Hello everybody and welcome to Roll Together RPG and to the next episode of our Chronicles of Aeodrun series. My name is Josh and I shall be your game master for tonight, and as you can see I am joined by a rather lovely person who is going to be playing a rather lovely character who everybody loves. I'm going to let them introduce themselves right now.
Hello, my name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Brahm Shatteroak. He is a bard, he is a fighter, he's half orc, half elf, all conflicted, and in the great narrative that is adventure stories, he just wants to get home to the woman he loves and the son that he hardly knows. I'm like Odysseus. I just want to see my wife. It's been so long, and I keep being dragged away. Bram's like, in the grand scheme of things, I think it's been like a month of him getting things back. He's had a hard time, and things are going to get harder. Now he's at sea. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh.
Things are going to get harder before they get better, I suppose. And you've got a thing for Odysseus, because this isn't the only character.
He's great. He's absolutely awful, but he's one of the best heroes, because he, like me, is like, don't worry, I'm smart. I can think my way out of this. It's fine. It's fine. I need to tell that guy who I am, though, and all his problems. All of the problems. Although, unfortunately, I am officially too tall to play Odysseus, because he canonically has little legs. He's got little legs and has to choose a different race.
And you are all legs.
I am all legs as they slowly start to appear. Look,
yeah. It's funny. It's funny when you see me and Tom stand next to each other, because I mean, I'm still quite a bit shorter than you are at 6 foot, but you're all legs and I'm all torso.
Yeah,
my legs are quite short.
I can't remember if I said this on the recording, but I sat down having met Talia, and then she just sort of went, "My torso is about the size of your torso. I'm not that short." And I was like, no, Talia, you're not. But what have you got longer legs? Anyway, we're not here to discuss the legs of my co-stars. We're here to have a lovely travel on the... Josh, don't look at me. We're not doing talk together about people's legs. It's not that kind of show.
I mean, it would only make sense if we just spoke about our legs, but then that would be a very short show, so...
Hey, lovely.
Well, at least for me. Long. Your section will be long, my section will be short. Anyway, before we get into tonight's session, we have some sponsors and supporters we'd like to thank. We are proud to be sponsored by Phoenix Dice. You can go to phoenixdice.com to get yourself some clickety-clack Rathrocks, including some limited edition Roll Together dice, which I have right here. And if you use the code Roll Together, all caps, at checkout, you can get yourself 25% off of your purchase. We are also proud to be supported by Idle Champions of Forgotten Realms. If you type in exclamation point code into chat right now, you'll get yourself a code for a free Electrum chest, which you can use to get items to power up your heroes as you collect them and battle through waves of monsters for free on various different devices, including fridges and freezers and microwaves, if you have the smart kind. We are also proud to be supported by Homie and the Dude. They are a TTRPG group that make various different supplement books, not just for D&D, but for all kinds of different types of TTRPGs. They've got The Wandering Tavern and Scorched Basin, and if you want to check them out, you can follow the links in the chat or in the description below, and you can see if they have any other Kickstarters going on at this point. And if you're interested in buying any of their stuff, if you type in Roll Together, all caps at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase. Massive thank you to the D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to Roll Together HQ, because the kobolds need the goat, by following all of the links in chat or in the description below. Speaking of the description below, if you are watching us on YouTube, please do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and commenting down below, because it helps the algorithm tell us what you like, so we know what to make more of for you. In our last session with Brahm, where we saw him during his little epilogue bit at the end of the Awakening campaign, Brahm had been in a dark void, heard loads of voices, some familiar to him, some not, and then awoke in the sea, because you always end in the sea. You were saved by the crew of the Golden Maiden, captained by Artelago Dawson, along with his crew members, and an additional crew member, Ingrid, member of the Sparrows, blacksmith, and who is always there. because that's the joke from the previous campaign.
Well, to be fair, we have forgotten about her about 3 or 4 times.
This is true. This is very true. You discovered that about a year has passed since your group had been seen, since the incident on top of the temple had happened, and the Golden Maiden had recently left Marley's Rest and was sailing up towards Kirkwall to drop off Ingrid and Beho so that Ingrid could go speak to the Iron Council about help with the resistance or the rebellion that is forming against the Imperium currently. That's where we're going to pick up the session. Where I would like to start things is about a month has passed since that time. So you would have dropped Ingrid off at Kirkwall, and you would have begun sailing around around the sort of northern part of the Shallows and of Idorune, because there is a mission that Artelago needs to go and complete. However, you did mention that there were some things that you wanted to do during that time and when you got to Kirkwall, so we'll go over those.
Yeah. So at the end of the last session, it was a lot of me being like, and what of my mother? My mother's fine. And what of Greta? So what I wanted to do is, if there was a way to try and, like, I assume the sparrows have like ways of sending each other messages. Is there a way to send? I don't want to compromise the message way, but I would like to get a message back to Marley's Rest to let at least somebody know I'm alive.
Okay. So you've at this point the Golden Maiden has docked at Kirkwall. Kirkwall is a walled city to the point where the bay area, where the ships come in and out, is a large gate in itself, and it opens and closes.
I assume I never went here in my 5 years of wandering the lands.
No, I think we covered this in your epilogue, because it wasn't part of the mainland. It's an island on the northeastern coast of Idorune. You never went there because your mother never wanted to travel across bodies of water because of streamers.
But there was a time when me and Hawthorne were wandering around for 5 years. So are we saying I never got? Is it because it's too dangerous to cross, or because I was like, oh, there's no point, or considering I had a fox who'd be like, it's not worth it, mate.
Yeah, I think drowners were a main cause for you to not really travel anywhere during that 5 years.
I think I also have a phobia of the sea, which I wasn't. Actually, I was about to say, I don't know where I come from. No, one of my memories was, oh my God, I'm in the ocean. Oh my God, my chest is open. So there was other things to do on the land. I was fine.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So you've never been to Kirkwall before, so it is basically. So
this is the first time I'm seeing
First time you've ever seen it. It's very Nordic in appearance. Sort of got that. A lot of the buildings have got that Nordic aesthetic to it, as it was part of or it is still part of the Dimigan Empire. So a lot of the architecture feels similar to you from when you travelled along on the mainland. The large gates that sort of open to allow ships to come in and out, they're not the sort that I've said this before of Ostragos, where they keep closing and opening the gates.
Do they have a special mage?
They don't have a special mage.
Guys, come on. Or was it technology?
It's technology. This is all massive gears and basically Magitech that is causing this to work. And it only shuts at the highest of tides. So that's the only time that ships aren't allowed in, because if it was to open during high tide, the entire city would be flooded because it's on a slightly lower sort of the way that the city has been built, it's sort of been dug into the land a little bit rather than on top of it, because there's underground caverns and things, because dwarfs, cities, underground things. So yes, it's more of a protection method. It is a very solid fortress city as well. So, but yes, you've docked here. Artelago has gotten off and handed over the papers for what they're doing there. They were due to drop some cargo off here anyway. Ingrid and Beho both get off of the ship, and Ingrid looks towards you. If you want to send a message to our friends, your best course of action would be to head to the post office area, to the postmasters, in order to send a message to where it is that you want to send it to. If you say, it's difficult because we try not to use too many. We've been trying not to use too many magical methods of sending messages to each other, because a lot of the we've had a lot of leaks through it where they're getting intercepted. So we're trying to send them through more traditional means like birds. So there is somebody in the postmasters here who is a friend of our acquaintances. So they will send the message to exactly where you need it to go, to Hera specifically.
Okay, I'll send it to her. Is there a particular way that I should address it to make sure that all is well? Again, because we're talking, just to make it clear, I'm like code words. Do I need like a code word to sort of ensure that, you know?
I'd use code words. Yeah, don't give away any sensitive information. Like don't tell them where exactly it is you are or who you're with, or anything about any missions or anything that you're on or doing, or what the crew's doing. So
I think if we're okay, just like we're not doing this on the dock. I think because we're having a pretty open conversation that we've kind of because we're being really sort of open.
Saying this as the ship is docking.
Yeah, just to. I was just wondering if there's like a special term that we're supposed to use so they know it's authentic, or you know. I know I don't
a code word or a phrase.
Yeah, I know, like I don't have a code name, but you know, sort of like if we sent a thing and you're like, tell Mabel to worry about the wisteria, that means, you know, or kind of like, you know, like, oh, the trees in bloom means the attack's going to happen. I just want to know if there's code words.
I'm going to put that to you, Tom. Do you think what do you think the phrase or code word that doesn't sound too suspicious would be in a traditionally sent message?
I wonder if it is like a rotating thing where they sort of, there is discussion of a fictional person where it would be, let's say, like I just said about make sure Mabel as well. They're like, okay, we know that. I wonder how much the Sparrows are playing, because then they'd be like, okay, so if we get Mabel, that means we need this. But if someone mentions Mabel, but they do not mention this, then that means, you know, it's sort of like it all gets too complicated. And then I could imagine something like someone like Greta being like, just have a message. Just have a message that says I'm well. And I'm like, oh, but my codes, my ciphers. I think there was like, I think previous Sparrows would be like, oh, and we mentioned like birds and like wings, and then people were like Hera being like, no, because they're not idiots. They will know. You start talking about birds and they're going to be like,
I think maybe if you try sending a message that says Mabel is safe, Mabel is safe, and brambles the brambles have returned. Something along those sort of lines.
Something about gardening.
Yeah. That sounds good. Do you want us to walk you to the post? I know. Have you ever been here before?
I haven't. I like in my years of traveling, I never quite got across this. I mean, there's so much to do on the. Also, another thing that I've sort of, and I think I've asked the captain this. I'm trying to look at like new charts of the lands. So, like, while Bram's still saying this, it's like, no, I haven't. And now everything's changed, but no, I never quite headed this north before. It's impressive. It's
one of the oldest cities in the Empire.
Well,
one of the only ones now. But
how about you? Did you get to spend much time here?
I grew up here. This is my home.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Well, what was it like as a place?
Restricting.
Right.
You feel when you stay, even though you're outside, these big old walls, they do feel like they come in on you at times when you just want to get free.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in the woods and the wilds. I mean, even. Yeah. Bram is starting to get ever so slightly like twitchy already. The exact same issue that she's just brought up where I'm like, walls. Cool, great. Yeah. But yeah, no, actually, I'd appreciate having a bit of a guide if that's not gonna. Yeah. There's no one looking for me, right? Like everyone does assume I'm dead. I don't need to like disguise myself. There's no
everybody is, as far as we are all aware, all of you that travelled up to the old to that temple when it started flying in the sky, all of you died when it exploded, shattered, or however you want to call it, when that big dragon ripped out of it.
Yeah. Still looking at me slightly wild. I was still trying to like put that into place, but it's a brave new world. Things are different, and yet things are still the same. Yeah, let's get on and how to explain to your love that you're not actually dead. It's
just keep it short and sweet. When the Golden Maiden is able to return to. No, hang on. Ingrid's not the one that says that.
The captain leans in.
Captain sort of puts his arm around your shoulder and sort of leans in. It's like, just keep it short and sweet. When we're on a trajectory around Idorune at the moment, we need to stop off at the Imperium to pick some stuff up. And then we need to go to Abacathus, and then we've got to sail all the way back round again. So it's going to be you're looking about 6 to 8 months, and then you'll be home.
Wow. Also, I assume I knew that by the logic of the world, we're just like a freelancing ship. We're like...
You have learned that Artelico Dawson is the owner of... oh God, what did I call it? Dawson's Enterprises, I'm going to say.
Right.
It's called. I do have an official name for it. I don't have the notes up for it, but basically, he's a merchant vessel. He does have weapons on board and things like that to protect himself, but not the sort of to the level that you would see from a warship or something like that. He has, and he's shown you all of this during the travel up to Kirkwall. He has all of the deeds and everything for trading in various different locations. He even has an Imperial deed, which if he gets stopped by an Imperial warship, which does happen quite a lot, he can provide those papers. So he's able to sail in Imperial waters, which is most of Idorune now. Okay,
so yeah, he's his own business, and so he's been trading with all the. Okay, so the major forces currently are the Imperium, and then as far as the Imperium's concerned, there's just a few rebels around, and so now also this city.
So you still got the Dimigan Empire, which is on this island. That's all that remains of them in terms of Idorune. This is. Then you've got the Imperium, which controls pretty much everywhere, and then you've got the country of Voltheri, which is where Abacathus is. That's another place where that's basically a free city, so lots of trade is done there, or at least along that sort of coastline. Imperial merchants are not allowed in Abacathus, but they can trade with other port towns within the desert sort of locations. You would have also learnt that, because you would have questioned it, why are we sailing from Marley's Rest round to Abacathus and then back round the other way? Why aren't we going the south route? That would be because the southeastern part of the continent, where the City of the Dead is, that everybody calls it now, or the ruins of Aeodrun, there have been things called aether storms around there, purple lightning that shoots when it hits the surface of the cliffs and all of that around. It causes purple crystals to jut out of the ground. Any ships that try to sail around that way while within the shallows get absolutely decimated, or the people get mutated. People can avoid it by sailing out of the shallows and into the deep, but there's still a superstition going around that the deep was the reason why nobody travelled between the continents. So people were still reluctant to leave the shallows, even though other ships are sailing in and out from, and connections have been made with the other continents in the past year.
Right. But as we established, there's been no drowner sightings. There's
been no drowner sightings at all.
Okay. being on a ship, which is a bunch of superstition, where we're just like, huh, odd. But let's not poke that undead bear. Right. Okay. So yes, I think sort of a lot of emotions in Brahm, but Brahm being like, so I think the plan is I go to the post office, I try and send a message to Marley's Rest, and then we're sailing on to the Imperium. So we're going around the north of the continent and
around the north of the continent, round to where Catanok is.
Yeah.
You also would have learned during that time that Catanok has been doing a lot more trade with its own sort of port cities and stuff, but also with places that it does have tedious alliances with, because a large section of ground came out of the sea over a year ago around Catanok, making the island bigger. So the Imperials have been mining the new resources that they have, and sort of beginning to grow more crops and all of that sort of stuff. They're expanding on their own island, as well as obviously their invasion of Idorune as well.
Like I said, and also to sort of keep my background in effect, that I've spent a lot of time looking at these new maps and like learning, and then being like, so what's that? Oh, that's new land, right? So what's there? Nothing good, right? Okay.
I will say, although in terms of the world building of this world, how we've recorded and played the sessions and all of that, when we first started the campaign, Kirkwall and the island that it's on wasn't originally on the map. It's something that has been added later on by me, because compiling 20 years worth of notes together, sort of thing.
It's always been there.
It's always been there. Yeah.
But the Dimigan, because there were mountains to the north, and
they're
so
still there, yeah.
So they're still there, but the Empire's
controls
moved out.
Everything in the north. I'm sorry, the Empire is only on Frostpoint, which is the name of this island, and the Imperium controls everything other than the desert region of the main continent.
Right. So the Dimigan Empire that were in those northern mountains have fled across the sea.
Fled across the sea to here. The Dimigan Empire is also active on the continent of Nahara. They control quite a large section of land there, but because there was a separation in communication because of the barrier between what the Dimigan Empire on Idorune and the Dimigan Empire on Nahara, they're now effectively two separate factions. You've got the Iron Council on Idorune, and then you've got the duelled ones in on Nahara, and they're currently at loggerheads with each other because they don't agree with how each other operates at the minute.
So we're kind of ending up doing the American, where they're like, well, why would the people in Britain decide what we're doing? So, okay, so two empires. Well, again, folks, this is what happens when me and Josh are like, let's just talk about the law for half an hour.
I mean, that's pretty much what all of these one-on-ones have been, been the law.
What's happened? What's happened? Where are my friends?
So as the ship docks, Artelago hands over the deeds, the deeds of, what are they called? Deeds of docking deeds. Yeah. There we go. Hands over the docking deeds to say that they're allowed to dock here and that they have supplies. Gives a full inventory of the stuff that they're collecting and the stuff that they're taking away. And other crew members help out as well. Ingrid, Beho, and Cora Wintersong, who is the first mate, all get off of the ship, and they're going into the they're all going into the town, into the city itself, to get supplies and all of that sort of stuff. And Ingrid is here to meet with the Iron Council for reasons, which I think I've gone over, but basically to try and convince the Iron Council to help in the efforts against the Imperium. We might not know how that goes, but anyway, they take you with them, and this is pretty much all. This is a port city. It is bustling with the sounds of seagulls. It's still bitterly cold because you are in the north, so there is snow everywhere. But unlike Grimport when you were there, and it was all like slush in the roads and stuff, these roads are properly dug out and salted properly, so it's not slushy. But all of the snow does pile up on the pavements and stuff. But again, it's cleared. It's a bit like, the best example I can think of is New York. No, not New York. A city in America that gets a lot of snow, but they're able to clear the roads and the path like safely.
Chicago? Or...
Probably, yes.
Okay, so it's
They're
heavy
pretty
snow,
due
but there's...
diligent when it comes to clearing the snow.
Okay, and the roads are of decent... Like, opposed, as you said, like Grimport, which just seemed to be like, oh, is it snowing? That's a shame.
Grimport was like if you go to a town in the UK that doesn't get much salt down the streets.
Yeah.
So all of it becomes sludge, and then once the snow has been there for a few days, it then turns to ice and all of that sort of stuff. So that's what Grimport's like.
And in Grimport, it was very like mechanical and industrial, so the snow was all black and yeah.
This place is also quite industrial in its design as well, with all the machinations going on. I mean, when I say that there are gears that control the gates, you can see along the entire inside of the wall, no matter where you are within the city, there are holes in like sections of the wall on the city side. So you've got like a hole and then the outside wall there, and you can see gears moving across every single bit. So there's gears going all the way along the wall. You're not sure what it does. You're not sure if all of it controls the gates, but it is a high-tech city for fantasy, steampunk sort of setting. And it is massive. Ingrid's talking to you about it, saying, "Oh, when I lived here, there was a good 2,000 people living here. So, from what I've heard, it's doubled, even tripled in size since then. Especially with people coming over from the mainland, refugees and stuff, to the point where people are having to start getting ferried off to the local towns and settlements outside of here. So, but everybody's taking everybody in, and there's been a massive expansion on the island. So it's still not good that lots of people have lost their homes and all that sort of stuff. That's what we're hoping to change here.
Well, it's good that folks are taking care of each other. That's something. But,
it definitely is.
Yeah. That's... I won't lie to you. I mean, 2,000 folks seemed like a lot to me already, and now...
It's not quite Abercath's size, but, you know, it's still a fair chunk of people. Even Layrilla had Layrilla, what used to be the capital city of the Dimigan Empire, that had just over 1,000 people living in it.
Still a lot of people, and a lot of people moving around. Well,
audience members, I know when you look up like towns and cities and places in modern age, you're looking at millions. Fantasy times, thousands was considered city size.
Yeah.
But for anybody who doesn't know.
And I think also Brahm having spent a lot of time in like hamlets and little villages, you know, this is probably the biggest, you know, sort of, and because that's the thing, like if you think about like the major cities that were on Idorune, most of them have either shut their gates. Well, 2 of them are like, don't come in, or 1 is just like, it's overrun by zombies. So this is a lot of folks. And you're saying it's like we've got a lot of things up here, and then most of the city is underground in the tunnels. Isn't it? Yeah. So there's a lot of similar to subway systems or tube systems, because we're in the UK. You go down like a set of stairs that are on basically every street, and it will take you to not like a rail cart system that takes you to another place, but it basically takes you deeper down, and there are basically, if you were to think that cities have districts, different districts that you go to, what you're on now is the surface district, and then you would go down below and there'd be another district, and then you go down, and then on each of those streets there'd be another one of these tube light stations that goes down, and you'd get another district underneath there, and in total Kirkwall has 5 districts. Okay. While still being prepared for what happens if that gate gets open at high tide and the entire sea comes in.
Yeah, that's probably why it's so heavily maintained. Even when you were sailing in, there were crews of people sort of hanging off of the walls, sort of doing repairs to it. Some of them casting spells on it and stuff to make sure that everything is well maintained. A couple of divers came out under the water, sort of dealing with the levels underneath and everything. This
might be a role, or you can just sort of, if you know, Does it look like this place has been attacked? Does it look like the gates? Does it look? Would I know if like the Imperium have actually tried to invade this place?
I will give it to you for free. There are blackened marks on the walls outside and a few indentations in the walls from probably cannon fire of some sort. But it looks old, and if you were to ask anybody, they would say to you that during the early stages of the invasion, they did try to attack, but they gave up. Right,
because the city just shut the gates and held out.
City just shut the gates, and even aerial attacks didn't work because there was a magic barrier that can form up over the city.
Okay, that's good. And so for Bram's sort of understanding of like going, they're not, as we said, we're going to see if we can get them on side, but as long as I stick with the Golden Maiden, there is a dock. This is a temporary safe haven.
Yeah. I do need to clarify one thing. When I said that this place had about 2,000 people in it, that's on the surface district. You're looking at 2,000 per district.
Right.
So it is probably probably the second largest city on Idorune now. In terms of world history 101 with Josh, in terms of city sizes, Abercathis is the largest, then it was Avidry, and then it was Kirkwall. But now with Avidry being mostly undead, it's now Abercathis and Kirkwall. Abercathis has about 100,000 people living in it, and Avidry had about 50,000.
And because Abercathis was the shut gates, right?
Abercathis doesn't know.
No, which is the one? Who's the guys who would refuse to let people only let gladiators?
Ostragos.
What's happened to Ostragos? Have they stayed?
If you were to ask, they would tell you that the nobles, the former nobles of the Aslorian Empire, have been allowed to keep their city, but they are considered to be under the Imperium, so they still have. So they've had to adopt Imperial traditions and rules and laws and stuff, but they are in charge of the city.
But they still haven't opened the gates to.
We're still not opened the gates.
Right, so that hasn't changed that much. They've just sort of like gone, okay, we're royalty and nobles. Actually, now we work for the Imperium. So that just not much has changed in that way.
If anything, it's become more elitist there than what it was before. Before they would let gladiators and merchants and people who would come in to attend the private schools and everything there. Now they've sort of just closed themselves off and they only let the elite in there.
Right, so the tent city has gone.
The tent city, the tent city's actually grown, but
it's got you'd imagine
it's gotten bigger,
Okay, okay. Oh yeah, okay. Things ain't great.
No, but Kirkwall's nice, so
hey, they take care of the roads.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
You do see that there are some farmsteads and stuff like away from the sea, like towards the back where the wall is. A lot of farms have been so they can do their own crops and things without having to go outside of the city walls in case they do need to lock everything down. As you walk for about an hour with Ingrid, who tells you all of this sort of information, Beho's walking along silently as usual, and Cora is looking over at stocks and stalls and things with a list in her hand and is going, need to pick some of that up, need to pick some of that up. You come to a large tower that sort of is not quite center of the city, just slightly off to the left, but it's almost like a spiral that goes all the way up to a point, and there are pigeonholes in like 50 pigeonholes on each of the upper floors, and you can see birds flying out of them. You can even see some avian folk or bird folk flying in and landing and things. A couple of people with gliders flying off as well around, and people sort of zooming about the city and flying off into the animals tend to fly off over the wall towards other locations and things, rather than it being avian folk or keep calling them avian folk, avian they're called, or people with gliders.
And again, I assume this isn't unusual to me. This is the world's postal system.
It's the world's postal system. It's probably the largest you've seen. Most of them generally don't operate out of a large tower. It's normally sort of like a postmaster will normally operate out of either the tavern or the general store, and they'll have like a little bird cage network where they keep all the birds and stuff. But you've never seen like an avian postman before,
Right.
postperson before.
This tower is
new to you, yeah.
Okay. Does it look new, or does this look like it's?
No, it looks like it blends in perfectly with the rest of the city.
Right. Okay, so
although it's slightly red in hue, whereas everything else is more sort of grey or brown, but this is like a dulled red.
So clayish. So sort of in my travels, it has been like, as you said, I've been dropping things off at like the tavern. I haven't, so I've never really sort of seen. I suppose actually for Brahm, if you're like, oh, there goes a flying person, I'm like, well, there goes a flying person, rather than being
you've seen avian before, but you've never seen one that is particularly a postmaster.
And they're not wearing. Do they have a little uniform?
Yes, little. I'm going to take it. A little blue uniform. Well, I wouldn't say little, but it's a blue uniform that they're wear.
So they're wearing blue uniform and traveling with.
Yeah, the animals don't wear a uniform because they need to remain inconspicuous.
No, put the pigeon in a little blue hat.
I mean, you could do that, but then they'll be targeted in times of war.
They shouldn't do that. The post office should be free. Fair enough. Okay, that's just right. I guess I'm going to approach the desk.
Yeah, you approach the desk and sort of sat behind it, fiddling with some papers. You can see they're sort of on one of those sort of spinny chairs, and you see a whole bunch of there's like a wheelie cart of letters and envelopes and things that have been wheeled in next to them, and they are sorting through the letters, spinning around and putting them in individual like chutes, and then as they put them in, they push a button, and then the letters fly off into the distance. And then they spin back round and they see you there. They are an avian. They don't look like they have wings, but you can see that they have feathers sort of dotted around sections of their face and coming out of their hair, almost like horns. They've got like bristles of 3 feathers on, sort of coming out of the temple part of their head that sort of mingles in with their hair. They've got talon-like fingers that they use to flick through the papers and things. For a moment, you think they do share like quite a close resemblance with harpies, but they are obviously more humanoid. All animal folk are an offshoot of humans, so or an offshoot of any of the other species, should I say. That was a law change that I made recently. Was you could be a dwarven avian if you wanted to.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Brahm has like 2 like snapshot emotions of harpies, and also flashes back to the temple and him and Elodie, and that sort of very awkward as she very similarly had like the feathers and the claw, and him just being like and the voice in the back of his head goes, well, she's dead, you know. And Bram's like, I don't know that.
Make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm sorry, Greta. I was going to send you a letter, but I had a little bit of, I think the term is a mentee bee, and I just ran off. Wisdom saving throw is, it's a 9.
As this figure spins around and you have that sort of knee-jerk reaction of it's Elodie, the figure for a split second looks exactly like Elodie the last time you saw her, before it then shimmers into this person who looks completely different to Elodie.
He has just the sudden pang of like, because again, like he knows a couple of his friends are still out there somewhere, but he doesn't know about Elodie, and they're just
Elodie and Udric were ones that you saw, and Lily were the ones that you saw get dusted before you were dusted, so you don't know.
I don't know what.
You would assume they're dead, but you don't know what happened to Perry and Visania.
Perry, I heard, was seen escaping, so Perry's out there somewhere. And I think Visania, I heard, was catch, but very sad. Not much I can do with it quite at the moment, but and also I think Bram's also incredibly aware that if he starts asking questions about these people, people would be like, interesting. Why are you asking? Why are you asking about the horseman? Yeah. Just hey, come with me. Why are you asking questions? So Brahm just does his best to not be intensely sad at the idea, but then steps forward. What time of day? It's morning, right?
Yeah, you would have docked it early morning. Around 9 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, good morning. I was hoping to be able to send a letter, please.
Oh, hello there. Yes, certainly. I can get you a letter sent to any location that you'd like. Do you have anywhere in particular that you'd like to send it to?
Smiles at just the concept of just sending a letter randomly somewhere. I'm hoping Marley's Rest.
Right. Spins around and looks through sort of like a Rolodex. It's like, Marley's Rest. We have a contact there. Hira, yes, we can definitely send Hira a message. And what sort of message would you like to send? Obviously, if you'd like it for it to be private, please write it down and put it in a sealed envelope, and we will get that sent for you.
How much is it to send a letter?
To Marley's Rest for a sealed tracked message. That will cost you 5 silver.
Brahm sort of, I assume there's paper and there's envelope, so takes it aside. Again, this is where my brain's in message mode. And I was like, no, you can handwrite. You don't have to. So writes a message that says, Dear Hira, I hope that you are well in these trying times. I would just like to update you on my circumstances. Some brambles that I was working on in my garden had a nasty habit of returning and have caused quite a bit of issue. I know that you, in the past, were able to advise me on how to deal with such things, but I sincerely hope that they will be able to wither away this time and not be a problem. I do worry that if this continues, that it will cause great distress to myself and my physician. I hope that all are well, and I look forward to sharing a cup of wine with you shortly. Yours, A. Brahm even looks at it and goes, and then very quietly goes, they're both very smart. They'll get what I'm doing. Seals it up and hands it over to the postmaster.
Thank you very much. She takes it off of you and she stamps it with a stamp, and then she gestures for the coins.
I go in my pocket. I'm assuming that currency is still like the Imperium. Have the Imperium started minting their own currency?
Not here, they haven't. No. So
right.
It'll still be Idorunian currency.
Hey, what's on the coins? Did we ever talk about this?
We don't talk about this, no. So gold coins is the standard in each of the 3 main areas of Idorune, that being Volthiri, Ashlora, and Northern Idorune, where the Dimigan Empire is. But because each area was at one point controlled by different powers, they would have different mints on each of their coins. So for the deserts, for the deserts of Volthiri, it was very more traditional. The gold coins looked more like 50p's, and they had the queens, similar to how our coins have our queen's head as a portfolio sort of profile picture. It's the same there, but it's more a Cleopatra-esque looking person, which is the Queen of Abacathis. And then on the other side, it's a 1 gold piece, and then it has like the filigree of the kingdom of or the free peoples of Volthiri on it. For Ashlora, those gold coins were starting to go out of circulation because it had the same sort of thing. It had the depiction of the king on it, who had died a long time ago, so no new gold was really printed for that. So Aslorian gold coins are very rare to come across. And then the northern area, instead of it being a portfolioed face, it was actually 5 rings minted on it. So, as I said, Volthiri looks like a 50p. Ashlora looks more like a traditional pound coin. The newer pound coins that have the sort of pentagon,
rugged,
rugged sort of edges. and then the northern area was more £2 coins. So they're quite large gold coins. But none of them are like different amounts. Each coin, no matter their size, was still a gold coin.
And then silver, is that pretty universal?
They all look the exact. All copper, gold, and silver all look the exact same, just made from different materials.
Right. Do they have? Or is it just like you've got like a circle of silver? They're not minted.
Yes, they're minted as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So exactly how the gold coin looks, the copper and silver coins look the same, except the only difference would be that it would say what they are on the other side.
Okay.
So one would say 1 silver, one would say 1 copper.
So considering most of my money's come from working for Solomon, which of the 3 do you think I'm currently have?
It'd be a mixture. I'd say it'd be a mixture. 25% of it would have been Aslorian. 50% of it would have been northern Dimigan, northern Idorune, and then the other 25% would have been the desert.
Okay, just interesting world building. And does the Imperium have its own currency?
Yes, they also work with gold in a similar sort of way, but they do it more how we as the Brits do it. They have a circular gold coin, a 50p looking silver coin, and then a 1 penny piece for copper coins.
Okay. Is that going to be an issue, or are traders still accepting like old currency?
Here, they're still accepting old currency because they're not part of the Imperium.
But
so if anything, they're not accepting Imperium coin.
Right. But if I head over into Imperium territory, my money's not good there.
That is a very good question.
It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year. So you would need to take it. You would be told to take it to a bank to have it transferred over.
Right.
Nobody would outright refuse your business, but you would need to transfer it to the correct currency.
So previously it's like euros, and now it's like going to somewhere like America, and they're like, we need dollars.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good. I mean, that's a roundabout way of me saying, yes, I currently still have the money that I had a year. Time is weird for Brahm at the moment, but yes, I'm able to pay for my 5 silver to get this very comprehensive.
Because I really want to add this piece of lore in. For all of the main Idorunian coins, on the side you've got the member of the royal, whoever the leader is. So the Queen of Abercath is the former king of Ashlora, the 5 rings of the Iron Council, and then on the other side you've got what it is. So gold coin, silver coin, copper, the year it was minted, and then along the top you've got GOATS.
From the banks, the gold standards in this world, because they get the goats.
The goats.
We're on the goat standard. Yeah, one gold is 1 goat. Yeah. Makes perfect sense, and I look forward to meeting the bank.
The bank of goats.
The bank of goats.
It's a piece of lore I'm 100% adding in. I said I was going to do it, and Tom and I were trying to think of an acronym for goats, but I'm just going to add it to the coins now. There we go.
It's on the coins. It's the goats.
It's there.
As I said, it's the goat standard, and we used to have groats in this. It's just that's what it is. It's 1 goat. Okay, yeah. Having sent a very comprehensive and very sensible message that will clearly define. I think it's really funny because Hero will obviously just be like, I got this really weird letter, and then Greta will just be like, yeah, yes, okay, it's him. He's trying to
literally what I'm going to do at the end.
Yeah, just. I mean, she grew up with me and knows that because my dad taught me ciphers and codes, and I think Bram's got I know sort of it's a more rogue thing. I think Bram's got passive understandings of thieves' cant, where he can mostly be like, where are the toilets? Please don't stab me. Let's rob this man. Which is always useful to know. Just yes, having sent that letter. Thank you. How long do you think it's going to take to travel?
We normally normally send them out by the end of the day. Around 5 p.m. is when our letters and everything go out. So with the distance from here to Marley's Rest, you're probably looking at about bird, decent flight pattern, taking into account storms and things, or whether it needs to go to Ostragos to rest. You're looking at probably five days to a week.
That's good. That's thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. And she turns around and starts moving more letters and things, and you hear noises.
I think Brahm just sort of takes a moment to sort of take that in, because it's. I know that we talked about in first season, like Solomon was getting like a newspaper daily, but it's still impressive to sort of see something that, especially as Brahm has spent years of his life wandering around one continent and being like, it takes so long to just walk places, and you just feel like, wow, that's also because I've done the journey, because it took us like weeks to travel across the sea, and I was like, that's a powerful albatross. That's good.
Yeah, there are newspapers and things around here as well. They have this is also the area that the paper people would come in and take the newspapers and start delivering them around and things. So
how much is a newspaper?
A newspaper would cost you 10 silver.
So
no, not 10 silver, because that's more expensive than that.
I was going to say, what
cost you 1 silver?
One silver. Again, Josh, I know this is just throwing out. What newspapers are there?
There's a variety of different newspapers. So this area is predominantly sort of overrun with Dimigan. The Dimigan, no, because I use Gazette for Merkstead. The Dimigan Standard, or the Empire Standard. The Standard Empire, there we go.
Standard Empire.
Standard Empire. Then you've got General News. And then you've got the Imperial Newsletter.
We've sent a newsletter out. Emperor remains great. It's just a picture of like a guard going, yeah.
It is very sort of short and sweet, the newsletter is, but it does
all is well. Don't do heresy. I will spend 3 silver. I think it is good for me to start learning the news of the world, to try and sort of start catching up. I'm going to buy. How recent are they?
Oh, these ones are fresh.
So
fresh off the print.
So these are like, and they're all today. So this is today's
news. Yeah.
Okay. I will buy.
Or at least at the point when you're in Kirkwall, anyway.
Yeah, I will buy an edition of all 3 just to.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll tell you the headlines for each. So the general news one says a mysterious city appears in the deserts. Contact has not yet been made with them. Looking to make contact soon. The Dimigan, or the Standard Empire paper, states that more refugees are travelling to the Empire or to Frostpoint every day, and negotiations with our newly established brothers and sisters or siblings over in the other parts, the other Empire-controlled territories on Nahara, are slowly progressing. And then the Imperium one states that the Plague Emperor and the War Master are in negotiations, are currently in talks of, there are rumours that they are talking about increasing their forces that are on Idorune and starting to move more people around different locations and things. There's talks of them also looking to invade other continents now that connections have been re-established.
Did you say Plague Emperor?
Plague Emperor and War Master.
That's changed. Okay. So for all my okay, right. And again, above table, I knew that was the Horseman of Pest.
Doesn't say anybody's name. It just says Plague Emperor and War Master. I will say, at the time of recording this, Tom has not seen everybody else's little epilogues yet, so doesn't know what happens in them. No, which is why he's asking these questions.
Yes. I also know that I thought there was a very horrible guy This is the problem. I'm trying to remember how much got told to me by Vesalia and being like, hello, that was a horseman who was dealing
Another
with...
thing that you would read, just to clear things up for you, another thing that you would read is that the 4 horsemen have been seen returning to the city of Catanok.
Right. Oh, so there's a plague emperor, a war master, and then there's the 4 horsemen. So that's...
Whereas before
there were
the war master was one of the horsemen, and then there was an emperor. So something has changed, but not sure what. The Imperial newsletter also doesn't have any pictures.
Why would you waste ink on?
Why would you waste such a small newsletter on?
Yeah. Oh,
pictures?
You need drawings. When you see the War Master, you will know. Okay, so, and this is also because I was like, okay, so my mother was the Horseman of War previously.
Yep.
I didn't know, and Visania was Horseman of Death. Yep. So both of those had stepped down. So someone has obviously taken their spots.
Their places, yeah.
There was a horseman of like pestilence and plague,
which was Mortigan,
So that's the thing. So I was like, I knew that was the pest, So in my head, I'm like, okay, Mortigan's probably, because we didn't manage to kill Mortigan. So war, famine, okay, and famine. I never really picked up on.
No, famine had been mentioned a few times, but never sort of, at least by you, had been seen.
Yeah. And did I know who was War when we fought Mortigan? Because it wasn't my mother anymore.
No, because your mother had only just stepped down.
Right. So, me working out, I was like, okay, sounds like Mortigan's given himself a promotion. There is a War Master that seems to be a new, tier. Yep. And then there's 4 horsemen out there. There's a possibility that everything's been moved around and people have been promoted. And now I don't know who these people are, and I won't like them if I ever meet them. This is good information to know. Just think, it's the Plague Emperor, not the normal Emperor, not the Emperor that we love. And we were like, yay. Okay, so definitely there seems to have been either a coup or... Because previously we had no idea who the Emperor was at all. That was a great secret.
They were like the hooded figure sort of thing.
Right. Or not unlike the Emperor.
Yeah.
Do it. Okay. All 3 of those are good bits of information. I assume the other 2 have pictures.
Yes, they have pictures of things. So the one that says that a city has been seen has suddenly appeared in the deserts shows a city not too dissimilar to the one you're in. It's like high walls and everything. It's very sort of compact together. Whereas this one isn't quite as compact, but it's very similar in that sort of sense. That made no sense to me. But it's a walled city basically.
It's a walled city. And is it a drawing or?
It looks like a illusionary picture has been taken.
Okay, so sort of like did Perry? No, Perry had a tablet, right? No,
that was Elodie. Elodie took a tablet from the temple.
Yes. It's not like that. It's like someone's like cast an illusion that works on print.
Similar to the photo from Solomon's of all of the previous adventurers. It's a photo like that.
Which I still think I've got. Hopefully that's survived.
Yeah, still in your bag, yeah.
Yeah. Folks, I was also talking to Josh. I was like, yeah, Brahm has a nasty habit of carrying food around in his pockets. A large part of the journey was him having to wash his coat out after a considerable amount of time in the void. Yeah. This city, so it looks like this. The newspaper just says it just sort of appeared. It didn't my mixture is like, did it come out of the ground? Did it fall from the sky? Did it just sort of teleport in? No one knows. It just
no one knows. It just appeared.
Right. Okay. So, mysterious city in the desert. Refugees are still traveling across the land to try, but there seems to be good communication with the other empire across the ocean, and everything's great underneath this new plague pestilence emperor. All is well. Don't panic. We're going to invade other countries. Okay. What wonderful times we live in. I'm so glad I came back. Yes. So now I've sent my comprehensive letter and got updated on like subquests that are out there. Was it so? Ingrid and Biho are going to go off to talk to the council, right?
Yep.
And Cora is gathering stuff for the ship.
Gathering stuff for the ship. She'll wait for you outside the postmasters as you go in, and then as you step up, she sort of slinks out from the shadows. And everything okay?
I think so. Yeah. Sent my letter. I also, catching up on the news. A city's appeared in the desert mysteriously, so that's another.
Oh yeah, I heard that as well. Yeah. I don't know much about it, but yeah, I've heard that that one appeared. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, Cora. I mean, a lot of stuff that's happening where I'm still trying to get my bearings, and where I'm like, is that weird because I've missed things, or is that actually weird? And that seems odd. Cities.
Oh yeah, definitely. That definitely seems odd. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm again sort of like nervously, sort of like slightly rubs the print off on the newsletter where that's particularly sort of got under his skin, and then being like, I think you were pointing out things we need to pick up for the voyage.
Yeah, I got a couple of supplies that I need to get. If you wouldn't mind helping me carry a lot of it, that'd be fantastic.
Absolutely, I feel I'm a bit of a loose end, so anything I can do to help, please.
And the pair of you can pick up some the supplies that are required, and make your way back to the ship, and then the ship sets sail again without Ingrid and Biho. And that's where we're going to sort of fast forward the rest of the sort of month, and it's just so plain sailing.
At the beginning, where you're like, have you got some things to worry about? I was like, actually, I've probably got like a first half of questions.
Which was helpful.
Yeah, we built the world up, and also the joy of finding a newspaper and you being like, this is what's going on. Okay, so Ingrid, Biho, we have just agreed we're leaving there. Are they going to reconnect with us at some point, or are we just sort of, because it's going to take us half a year.
Yeah, on our way back, we'll collect them. Negotiations could take ages. I mean, Ingrid will just take Biho to her former house, and they'll just stay there while negotiations are happening.
Right. Well, I sort of like, we didn't get into it, but I thought I said a goodbye to Biho and Ingrid, and Biho is an incredible comfort to me.
He gives you a big hug.
Yeah.
Gives you a big elephant hug as he or mammoth hug as he picks you up and sort of squeezes you a bit too hard and cracks you back in a couple of places.
And I think before I go, I say, I'll see if I can find the others, Biho. I'll see if I can find Sonia and Elodie. I'll do what I can. But you take care of her. She's very special and unforgettable.
Sort of nods at you, pats you on the head. Sort of squishes the hat on your head a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
Brahm laughs.
Turns around and walks away with Ingrid as you head back to the ship with Cora, and you begin
sailing.
So you've been sailing now for about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks nearly. You are, if you've got the map open, anybody who would like to see the map, put exclamation point map in chat now, and you'll see the world map there. It's called Idorune World Map, or no, Aeodrun World Map Ruin. You are currently, so during this time, you have sailed around the entire north section of the island, of the continent, and you're about where, in between where that large whale I have on the map is and where the mountain is.
Okay. Yeah.
At the point where we're going to come back into it. And as we come back into it, because we're going to go on break now, you just see off in the distance, not too far away from you, but coming towards you at speed, is a blackened ship. Like the wooden parts of it are black, as are the sails, and the flag is flying the military imperial flag as it is approaching you. And that is where we are going to go on break for 10 minutes. We will see you all soon once we've had our short rest. Enjoy yourselves, grab some more drinks, and we will see you in a bit. Bye. We are proud to be sponsored by Phoenix Dice. You can go to phoenixdice.com to get yourself some clickety-clack Rathrocks, including some limited edition Roll Together dice, which I have right here. And if you use the code Roll Together, all caps, at checkout, you can get yourself 25% off of your purchase. We're also proud to be supported by Idle Champions of Forgotten Realms. If you type in exclamation point code into chat right now, you'll get yourself a code for a free Electrum chest, which you can use to get items to power up your heroes as you collect them and battle through waves of monsters for free on various different devices, including fridges and freezers and microwaves, if you have the smart kind. We are also proud to be supported by Homie and the Dude. They are a TTRPG group that make various different supplement books, not just for D&D, but for all kinds of different types of TTRPGs. They've got The Wandering Tavern and Scorched Basin, and if you want to check them out, you can follow the links in the chat or in the description below, and you can see if they have any other Kickstarters going on at this point. And if you're interested in buying any of their stuff, if you type in Roll Together, all caps at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase. Massive thank you to the D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to Roll Together HQ because the kobolds need the goat, by following all of the links in chat or in the description below. Speaking of the description below, if you are watching us on YouTube, please do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and commenting down below, because it helps the algorithm tell us what you like, so we know what to make more of for you. Welcome back, everybody. We have taken our short rest and we are going to dive into the next part of tonight's session. In the first half, Brahm has been traveling on the open seas with the crew of the Golden Maiden, traveled to the fortress city of Kirkwall, learnt a lot about the coinage of the world, learnt a lot about Kirkwall itself as a city and the other cities of the world, like in terms of their sizes and stuff. Sent a letter to Marley's Rest and then continued on their adventure, spending about another 3 to 4 weeks on the waters, traveling across in the shallows, should I say, traveling the northern parts of Idorune, around the northern part of Idorune, and getting quite close to the Tarragon Imperium, which is where we're going to pick up as a blackened ship with black sails and a black flag that is sailing. The military flag of the Imperium is sailing towards you at speed.
What does the symbol of the Imperium look like?
Bear with me un momento, because, and I cannot take credit for this because I did not design this. Talia designed the flag.
She is so talented.
Yes, I gave Talia all of my lore dumps about the Imperium when we first started the campaign, or over 2 years ago, and Talia, being the legend that she is, sent me a load of stuff on it, and I've just got to find where it is. Bear with me. So the Imperium, the army salute. Oh, no, that's not the army salute. The flag itself is a shield. I'll have it appear on screen for everybody to see as well. But it is a shield with a blue trim going around it. It's got 3 triangles, sort of triangle going sort of like this, in, and then one at the bottom. Black, black, red, red are the triangles. And then it's got a star at the bottom with like a yellow star with a yellow light that shines out, sort of going up the symbol. The military side of it has a sword in that white light, in the yellow light, sorry.
And that's what I'm looking at currently.
That's what you're looking at currently. For you, Tom, I shall send this to you privately. I know the audience will be able to see this, but
yeah, but Tom wants to see. Tom wants to see.
It is also in our Discord, but I will send it to you privately as well.
Ah, okay, yes. Interesting. And colourful.
And colourful, yes.
Surprisingly colourful for what I think I know about the Imperium. That's just what,
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a sword in the middle of it to represent that they are the military side of it.
Like what kind of, like long sword kind of thing, or
sort of, just like a traditional
generic
European long sword. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I assume I'm on the deck. We're traveling. I think
on the deck with the others. Yeah.
Yeah. Bram's sort of reintegrated himself into the crew and is probably cooking as well. You know, sort taking over that. Fortunately, those are skills that haven't gone from him. I think I've had to sort of listen to the captain and be like, again, this isn't a conversation I would have right now, but I think this is a conversation we probably would have had traveling up. We'd be like, so what do we do with the Imperium? Because obviously we're a licensed ship. Do we just let them search us?
Oh yeah. No, we need to let them search us, otherwise they can deny our permission to go any closer to the capital. So he whistles for the crew to pay attention to him. He's like, we need to stop the ship. We need to prepare to be boarded. Denner, can you please put that large ballista away? We don't want them to think that we are being in any way, shape, or form aggressive towards them. Denner's like, oh, bloody hell, okay. And you watch as she gets off of the large sort of ballista gun that sort of comes out of the front of the ship, and she steps on a large sort of pressure plate near the sort of race platform it's on, and you watch as the platform opens outwards and the ballista descends inside and then closes over.
Right. Are we smuggling anything?
Captain stops for a moment. Not anything that they're going to find out about.
No, of course not. And I'm just a member of the crew, and I'm staying out of the way.
You're on the roster. You're on the crew roster. I made sure I added you to it when we got to Kirkwall. So, I got Cora to add you to it when we got to Kirkwall.
As me, I'm not under a pseudonym or anything.
What's your under a pseudonym? Why would I put Brahm Shatteroak?
Captain, what's my name?
What would you like your name to be? I'm going to let you choose, Tom.
I'll tell you what.
Thinking that this would have been a conversation you would have had on the way there.
Because this is like the conversation we're having is sort of like part of like it was Brahm flashing back to the conversation he was having with the captain. The ballista went down. Him also being like, I'll tell you what, Josh. I'll come up with the first name. You come up with the last name, and we'll see what name I got. Because I'm continuing the trend. My first name's Isaac.
Isaac Silver Ranch.
Silver Ranch.
Silver Ranch. If you're
Ranch. Silver Ranch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which also kind of makes sense because I'm dressed like a cowboy.
Yeah.
so they're like, he's like, because again, like I said, with like, Bram's in a weird one because he's got the elf side and he's got the orc side, but for this, it's like he's an orc, Silver Ranch. He's a farm boy. It's fine. We got, that's good. Yeah.
So the ship carries on sailing towards you at speed, and as the Golden Maiden itself stops and sort of more gets taken by the sort of current a little bit, there's no anchor that's been put down or anything like that. It's just been brought to a halt. The ship then begins to turn away from you and takes a big, wide circle around you and then pulls in right up next to the Golden Maiden. And as it does, you can see that there are dozens of armed soldiers on the ship, all stood in like a parade, sort of in fashion on the deck. And as their ship slows down almost to a stop, almost exactly in line with the Golden Maiden, you watch as the parade breaks and wooden panels are pulled out from the below areas, and they're placed on their part of the ship and slid across to your side of the ship. And then you watch as the soldiers begin walking across, leaving only a handful of them on the Imperial ship.
I think I've been kind of like sat on a chest whistling and just like very quietly like put the knife away. Just been like, it's fine. I'm just a man. I'm just some guy.
I'll tell the go watch as all of them come on, and it's not until their captain begins walking over the plank that he then begins descending down from the helm to greet him in the middle of the deck of the Golden Maiden.
I think I'm very much sort of, and I'm going to be using my passives here. And actually, I'll say I've got a passive insight of 19, so I think I think Bram's very, again, you may not think he's very good he picks up on things. He just gets very nervous around certain people. just generally kind of going, I'm following the captain. I'm just keeping an eye on if it turns. And also, I think we've all been well trained that if the captain's like, it's code words. If the captain's like, this is happening, we're like, right, we're fighting, right, we're ready. So as far as they're concerned, I'm a farmhand. I think I'm down as cook and butcher. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy.
You are down as the cook for the ship because they do not have one currently.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
and then they picked up. Just as I said, I'm sitting on. I don't know if we're keeping stock on the. Like I said, I'm sitting on a crate. I don't know if we're keeping stock here, but just taking in everything and also just being fully ready to be like, as soon as like either the captain or Cora kind of give the signal to jump in. But yeah, I'm just a guy. It's all good.
The captain who steps off of the Imperial ship is a male human, very pale of skin, big handlebar moustache to the point where it's covering his mouth. It sort of descends down his chin and his cheek and chin a little bit, and then into two big curls. Very cartoon-esque. He's wearing a helmet. He's wearing a lot of armor for somebody who's sailing on the sea, which is strange. This was probably somebody who was actually originally a land soldier, but has been sort of relegated to working more in the Navy. You would have known this, that especially from your time with Lily, that there is a different symbol for the Navy as well. The Navy is the same Imperial flag, but with a ship's sail in it instead. So this is obviously a ground force that's sailing around in this ship.
Right. And you're saying sort of like, because he's wearing a helmet, but I can see his face. He's sort of like sort of discovering. How old is he?
It looks like he's probably in his 40s.
Okay.
He's got little grey wisps in his sort of gingerish moustache.
It's, again, absolutely, Bram would not fully remember this, but I was like, I met Imperium military 5 years ago with Lily, and I'm also remembering that when I talked to Visania, she was like, who was it? Again, it's not the guy I've met before, but but it's the similar thing of like going, that looks, with my insight, is he like sneering? Is he, does he seem like, do we seem like we're in trouble, or does he just seem like, this is my job, I'm just coming onto the ship?
And with your passive insight, he looks annoyed, and he looks like he's looking down on all of you, like he's in a better position and he should be somewhere else. Okay,
so I'd say with my insight, it's the sort of thing of like, okay, I know about the flags. It's him being like, oh, for goodness sake, I'm having to do this. I should be part of the landing force that's taking the cities, and now I'm stuck with doing it. Right, okay.
It's an annoyance for him.
Good to clock all of this, and it's also really good to clock when your opponent looks really angry, and then just be like, hello, I'm not going to mouth off to you. Folks, I am just thinking about some of our other players who just wouldn't shut up. Bram's a survivor. Bram knows when to shut his goddamn mouth. Guardian's mouth. Apologies. Tap the wood. Sorry, Rempia. Yeah, carry on.
As the captain sort of steps onto the ship, hands behind his back in a really sort of prim and proper pose, looking down at his nose at everybody around, he steps over towards Arteligo, and Arteligo has a friendly smile on his face, like, good day to you, Captain. I hope everything is in order. I have all of the paperwork here, if I'm all right to reach into my coat to grab it. And Captain looks down. You should have got the paperwork out before approaching me on your descent down the stairs, not when you are already within close range of me. How do I know that you're not going to draw a dagger and try and, how do you common folk say it, shank me?
Doing my best not to smile at this, because what the hell is going on?
Okay. Arteligo goes, I apologize for the indiscretion, but I do not intend to shank you. I just simply wish to deliver my supplies to your glorious city and then make my way and continue my journey. And where is it exactly you are looking to go after you have been to our glorious capital city? I am looking to go to Abacathis to pick up more supplies for my journey back round the continent towards the city of Ostragos. and then eventually we will be docking at our home base in Merkstead. Interesting. Allow me to present me with your papers. Artelago pulls the papers out from his coat and hands them over, and the captain snatches them off of him and begins reading through it. Interesting. Looks around at all of you. You have the correct number of crew. If you don't mind, I mean, you have no choice in the matter, but we are going to search your ship. We have strict instructions to make sure that there are no smugglers smuggling contraband into our dear city. And he sort of puts the paperwork back into Artelago's hands, but in sort of like a forceful way, so it sort of hits him in the chest. And in order for Artelago to stop them from falling on the floor, he has to quickly grab them and shove them into his coat. And your passive insight of 19, Artelago is not impressed. But he's good at faking a facade.
Yeah. I assume the rest of the crew are also not particularly impressed by this.
Cora is used to it. Out of everybody who is currently on the deck, because not everybody is, out of everybody who is on the deck, Denna is probably the one that looks the most annoyed, and she's still stood near where the ballista is.
I was going to say Denna had to put away her fancy toy. Okay.
I have some crew that are still below ship. There are 2 down there in total. My surgeon and the powder monkey are both down there, so they are also included on the list. My quartermaster is currently not on board. They are procuring items for us in within the Empire's boundaries, and you watch as or listen as the Imperial captain snuffs or scoffs at the talk of the Empire. Empire, disgusting. Fine, whatever. We will search your ship for any supplies. And he waves his hand, and the soldiers who had all formed a parade on the Golden Maiden split off and start sort of going around the ship. Some go up towards the helm and start rooting around there. Some go into Artelago's quarters. The rest all descend into the ship, and it leaves some descend into the ship, leaving a small contingent of them on the boat. So they've all sort of turned their backs to each other so that they've got eyes on each of you as the searching's happening. I will say the searching is not particularly they're not careful with their searching. You can hear banging and crashing, ripping of wood and stuff going on downstairs. Artelago, you can see, is sort of pinching his brow, and the sort of that point between your brow and your nose, and because all of the stock, all of the supplies and things that they're delivering is being ripped open and searched through, and that's stuff that's not obviously his. But he looks towards the captain with a smile on his face, and there's just that sort of awkward tension as the Imperial captain, begins walking around the crew members that are on the deck, starts asking questions to Cora. Cora looks to him and gives him answers which are lies as to who she is and where she's from and all of that sort of stuff. Walks over towards where Denna is, calls all of them by name. Again, Denna just says that she's served on the ship nearly her entire life, and then he makes his way over to you, and if his head could get any higher and he could look down his nose further at you, and when I say nose, he's got one of those proper, my nose is quite bumpy, but his is more straight down big nose, and he is looking straight down at you. Now what was your name again?
Isaac, sir.
Silver Ranch. Is that it? Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's me.
Excellent. And how long have you served on the Golden Maiden, Isaac?
I have been serving on this voyage for about a month and a half.
And where do you hail from, Isaac?
Okay, so in my backstory, Josh, I did a lot of wandering around and dealing with farms.
I was just about to say, I don't need to hear your backstory, son.
Yeah. In my backstory, basically, this would have definitely been something I've been prepared.
Yep.
Can I have the name of because I've said in my backstory, Brahm rustled cattle for good reasons, but one of those little ranches that in the middle of to the north of Merkstead, like little tiny little hamlets. Can I just throw me a name?
Eldermire. Eldermire is the first one that comes to your brain, but that's mainly because that's where Udric was from. And Udric had mentioned that he used to work on a farm there.
Eldermire, sir.
Ah, yes, Eldermire. Recent defectee to the Queen of Abercathus and her territories.
I wouldn't know anything about that, so I've been at sea.
No, but that says a lot about where you come from. If you come from a small village of traitors to your own people.
Brahm does a weird performance because this is something that doesn't annoy him because it's not his town, but just enough to be like sort of like a straightening of like if anyone said you may hate your hometown, but you're still like, oh, traitors. Brahm sort of like shifts and goes, quite so, sir.
Make me a performance check.
Yeah. See how well.
Let's get you to roll some dice this session.
Yeah. That's a nat 1 for 4.
You sort of oversell it a little bit. He's taken aback. He takes a step because he thinks you're getting aggressive with him. He takes a little bit of a step back, and some of the guards that have their eyes on you step forward with their hands on their weapons and draw them slightly.
I served the crew, sir. I wasn't aware. I'm concerned about my family. Forgive my simple anger.
They appear to have touched a nerve.
Well, I don't quite have the decorum as a fine gentleman as yourself. Brahm fully playing the bumpkin here. He's just like, yep, I'm a simple countryman.
I'm going to roll a perception check for him because I've just realised something.
Is it how
I rolled a natural 1, so he does not notice the incredibly well-crafted sword on your hip.
Yeah, odd that.
He's too distracted with the fact that I make a lot of anime references in these games. You know when somebody's giving it the big all in the animes, and then somebody else who you know is the badass of the team or whatever does their big thing, and then the person who's all bark sort of cowers away and the sort of thing. That's kind of like what he did when he thought you were getting a bit aggressive with him. He sort of went and then quickly got his posture back again. That's what causes him to not notice you have a very finely crafted sword on your hip.
I mean, again, Brahm is not
with the symbol of Peltos on it.
Well, yeah. Bram's not the biggest of orcs, but is definitely strong and that kind of thing, wiry and that sort of thing of like going, okay. And I also think if I sort of like what's my passive perception, I think it's enough. And again, like Battlemaster thing of going, oh, this man is a bully, and also kind of I can see why he's just been put into this. He's not a war hero. He's not carrying himself like I spent my life around fighters and pseudo military. That like this is not a Vesania. Few people are, but this is just this is a little dog of a man who's trying to play big. Noted. Brahm will continue. Noted, and then sort of like goes to the guards. Sorry.
He gets his composure a bit, looks towards them and sort of pats their gestures for them to put their weapons away. They do that and they step back into formation, keeping an eye on you and the rest of the crew.
All humans?
Can't tell.
So they're in the full.
They've all got face masks on and everything. Yeah.
Any of them bigger than me?
Some of them are, yes.
Okay, so there's some that look like very. Oh well, again, because
could be tall humans.
Tall humans could be fiend-fallen.
Elves are generally shorter than humans.
Yeah.
In general, but because I'm taking Dragon Age lore on that, and orcs are generally the same height or taller than humans, but humans also vary in height as well. Yeah. And then dwarfs are
shorter. And then I suppose also we've got Fiendfallen and Angel Blessed. There's a lot of
Fiendfallen and Angel Blessed are similar to Animal Folk, more of a copy and paste sort of thing. So any of the other species can be an Animal Folk, Angel Blessed, or Fiendfallen, just with the looks of them slapped on top.
But again, sort of like as we said, with like
they don't have their own cultures, is what I'm trying to say.
Sometimes they have tails, sometimes they don't. You know.
Yeah, sometimes they have sparkly hair and skin and things, and some of them sometimes look like cats, or dogs, or hyenas,
or goats,
or elephants,
or crabs. In that one,
or crabs. Yeah, that one crustacean man.
When will he return from the sea?
Yeah,
I think Brahm sort of like again sort of he's okay. Weird that but I think also in the back of his brain, he's like, okay, I've lost my temper, but I haven't actually lost my temper. You know, I'm working out the level of this man. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, turns back round as people begin, his men begin, or people begin coming out, his soldiers begin coming out of the areas of the ship, from the captain's quarters, from the helm, from below deck, and they all shake their heads. It appears you have nothing on board. We will take our leave of you now. Thank you very much for your assistance in stopping and for providing the correct paperwork. The Plague Emperor and the War Master guide your travels. We hope to not have to stop you again soon. And he promptly spins round and begins walking off the ship.
Yeah, just quietly, like, almost like sucking on his tongue, really, just to be like, I'm not getting involved. And, you know, very sort of like subtly, the hand does come down to like, not reaching for the sword, but just sort of, it's become like a comfort thing, just to feel it. And Brahm also is like, I really should have taken that off. But again, to be fair, they appeared very quickly. We didn't really have much time to...
didn't have much time to do anything. But as the captain steps off of the ship, the soldiers that had formed back into their sort of parade formation then begin marching off the two different planks. They pull the plank off, each plank off, and put them back on their ship. And then the ship stays there. And Arteko's like, right, it's time for us to go. No funny business with anything until we're out of eyesight. And he goes back up to the ship, sails are pulled down, and the ship begins to pick up a bit of speed to get away from them. Takes about 10 minutes of sailing before you watch as that ship then begins sailing off in a different direction.
Knife into the box. Look, I think I'm making a mammoth for Beho when he comes back. Yeah. I sort of get off the chest, which, to be fair, they never checked. Open it and it's just full of like contraband. Gets up. I look up to the captain. I'm gonna go check to see how much damage they did in the kitchen. Okay, yeah. If Denna, and Cora, if you both wouldn't mind going down, and everybody, we need all hands on deck to get everything back where it should be. Yeah. Check inventories of things to make sure that there's nothing missing. They didn't steal anything. Not much we can do about it if they have, but let's just try and make sure that the stuff that we are being paid to deliver is all there and not damaged, and all in the correct crates and barrels and things. I sort of catch Cora and Denna and be like, I'll come down and join you once I just need to check the inventory. Thank you. And they go down. Head down the stairs. How much of a mess did they make of my kitchen? Quite a bit of a mess. All of the cupboards have been opened. All of the packs of food and things that you had in there have been sort of not opened and chucked all over the place. There's food everywhere, but the boxes and things have been chucked around. Some of the barrels that you would have had here, because you transfer fish from the downstairs barrels to the upstairs barrels sort of thing, meats and all of that sort of stuff, have been sort of opened, and you can see they've been fished through. Get it? Yeah. All that sort of stuff. And so there is a bit of mess around. It's probably going to take you a good 30 minutes to an hour to probably give it all good, proper kitchen clean. I think I go and get fresh, not the drinking water, but like the cleaning water, and sort of like, and again, sort of like, I think we've sort of again established this, like, Bram's relatively, for living quite a traveling life, I think we said, like, in the dream episode, he's like, he washes, he kind of keeps himself, but also has from life experience being like, okay, this is how you keep a good kitchen. This is this and that. And he and every time he does this, he just gets a flash of like Rodney and being like, I wonder if Rodney's all right. And, you know, just there's a long list of people that Bram's just like, where are they?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so yeah, I spend half an hour out. Basically, if any of the other crew are like, actually, we really need you to come and shift something, I'll go do it. But I think, get everything ready and then probably start getting food ready for anyway, whatever the next meal is, you know, start prepping.
It'd be probably dinner time by the time everything is finished. You finish cleaning up the kitchen. You are asked to come and help around various parts of the ship. So you go help Kenji sort out some of the medical supplies that have been searched through and all of that. Then the pair of you go off and you go and help Dina and Cora sort through a lot of the crates and barrels in the lowest part of the ship where all of the stuff is kept for deliveries and stuff. This is probably the heaviest hit area because there's a lot of unknown objects here on crates for unknown things and stuff. The other areas were more your living area, so it was less likely to have smuggling stuff, but here there was. And you can see there's a couple of crates sort of stacked up at the back of the ship that they couldn't get access to, so they've not been opened. But all of the sort of front-facing ones, they have sort of torn open and chucked things out and all of that sort of stuff. There's lots of clothes, barrels of food and fruit and stuff. You can see there's some medical supplies in a bunch as well. But yeah, you pile all of that back in, sort of go through the inventory lists that are attached to the crates, and you can work with everybody to do that.
I also, because it's not quite, because I've got wood carver's tools, it's not quite carpenter, but I think it's enough to be like, I can help nail, like, I think we get like the scrap wood and be like, cool, this is not how we're going to be presenting it, but also I think helping the others to also, I think because we're doing like, it's also been really convenient because we've been making an inventory and we've been like, this is everything we've got. This is literally everything we've got. Why would you look at don't look at those chests. This is a list. So that's the sort of thing of going, okay, we need to replace this chest. We need to fix this. We need to, you know, so just enough to try and like, hey, yeah, everything's fine. So glad you didn't look at the chest I was sitting on.
Yeah. The chest you were sitting on just had a couple of apples and like bits of fruit and stuff, the sort of stuff that easily perishable that the crew could sort of pick off on the deck and eat.
The snack box. I was sitting on the snack box.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And also one gun. Just one gun.
Just one gun.
Just one smuggling gun, yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, sort of help carry stuff, fix stuff. So we are relatively close to the capital then. We're getting...
You've got probably another 2 or 3 days worth of travel to get actually to dock with the capital.
Right.
But yeah, you begin sailing closer. That evening you can cook up a meal for everybody. Everybody's is very thankful for the meal because there was a lot of work. I mean, obviously, being a crew member on a ship anyway is a lot of work, but doing their normal jobs on top of sorting out all of the stuff that got chucked around, has made them a little bit extra tired and a lot more appreciative of the food that you've cooked for them. The captain comes down with you as well as the ship has sort of been docked for the night, as it were. And you can all eat, and Arteligo looks over to you. Well, at least we don't have to worry about that again for a little while, not until we start sailing back up from Abercathus anyway.
That's something. I mean, if we try and be positive, that could have gone a lot worse.
It could have done. We could have got a right crew of arseholes, and they could have insisted, they could have planted some sort of contraband and then dragged us back into the ship, back into dock at Catanock, and then we would have been tried for trying to smuggle in stuff. I've heard that's happened quite a lot to freelance merchant ships that are going around.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. I mean, did you run into that guy before? He seemed very...
No, first time I've seen him before. First time I've seen a land soldier on a boat. I'm guessing they must be getting desperate with their naval.
Yeah, I picked up on that too. He's not a Navy man. I think, as you say, maybe they're demoting people or they're running out of folks.
I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're the ones that are around on a ship, especially wearing all that sort of armor and stuff. From what I've heard of their War Master, they're a bit of a tactical genius. They wouldn't have thought they'd allow this sort of thing to fly.
I sort of, again, like, I assume we're at the table, so this is like the whole crew thing. I sort of lean in and go, do you think there's something in that? I'm sort of like looking around the rest, because we're all sort of experienced. You're all friends. I think there's something more to that. That does seem odd. I mean, if that, though, again, as we said, that's not a Navy ship. They're not prepared. What do you think? Do you think he's chancing his hand, seeing if he can find anything, or?
I reckon so. Probably trying to get some sort of a promotion or something for him and his men so they can actually get onto land, probably.
Again, sort of over. But we sure he didn't plant anything. We've checked.
I mean, if he did, then we would be sort of chained to his ship and being dragged back in. I wouldn't have thought he would let us go. We're not going to get checked again.
Yeah, seems.
And he shows you the paperwork that he's got. Yeah. He signed it to say that we're all clear. So
hopefully he's just a bumbling fool who doesn't know his way around. But,
yeah, or he didn't think we'd be such an easy target. One of the two.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all just got to be prepared. Strange times and all, but we got through it. That's something. We all got through it.
Indeed. Right. We're about 3 days. I don't know why he's got an accent. He's posh.
It's because it's me. Because you end up talking to someone from the West Country.
I know. I adapt to people's accents really quickly. It's a curse of being somebody who sails around different cultures quite a lot, and he has lots of different accents.
Well, I just hope I hope that they never try and look for a silver ranch from Eldermire, but I doubt they're ever going to do that, man.
Yeah, I doubt they'd ever investigate that any further than that. So, anyway, I'm going to go turn in for the night. Cora, have you got the helm for the first shift? Aye, Captain, I've got the helm. I will take first watch for a little while, and then who would like second watch? Anybody feel confident with looking over the ship?
I'm pretty awake if that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, I'll come and wake you up then, and you sort of, or between you all, you sort out who's going to be on watch and stuff, which is something that you would have done the entire time you've been sailing anyway, but there's a bit more of a focus. The captain actually gets up and stops. He's like, turns around. Actually, with everything that's just happened, and with the concerns that Bram's also brought up, Isaac has also brought up.
I think the entire crew also do the tap the nose and the point. Like, this is not the first time this has happened, and we're just like, actually, I'll tell you what. The captain has to go over, puts like a silver piece in a jar, which is never explained, but it is when you break, the pretext of anyone, because we're all probably traveling under secret names. But we're like, nope. Yeah.
When I think for tonight, it might be good if we do double watches. So double up with somebody. Bram, I'd be honoured if you'd pair up with me.
Isaac.
Shit. There's another thing in the thing.
No,
Isaac, I'd be honoured if you would.
We'll sort it. Once I cleared my name, it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, no, well, how can I help?
You and me watched together tonight, now.
Now? Yeah, no problem.
No, actually, no, Cora's on first watch. We'll go on second watch.
Right. Great. I'm just gonna. Has everyone finished? So just sort of like gesture around the.
Finished. I'm finished as well.
Good. Anyone? I said like there's fruit up in the snack box. I've restocked that, so if you need anything. Great. I think also unspoken, like people like bring me their dishes and I put them in the washing tub. So yeah, we're just. Actually, I think that's also sort of like, I don't know if we've got magic, but there's a certain amount of like cleaning. It's not like it does it itself, but things.
Core is in charge of sorting out the drinking water every day.
Yeah.
So the ship itself will put a big skin of water into the sea as it's sailing along, scoop up new water, and then put that down where the fresh water is, and then Cora will cast Purify Food and Drink on it, and will purify all of the water there to make it drinking water. When it comes to the water for washing, what they do instead is they put a bunch of what are they called? I'm trying to think of what the word is. What's the word when you're really clean?
Sort of scrubbing and
but what's the word? It's contamination, like a contamination.
Decontamination, sort of like
decontamination. Thank you. Decontamination capsules is what they put into that water, and then that water is in a much bigger bag, which is not kept next to the fresh water, but it's kept in the crew's quarters, and that is for the crew to wash themselves.
Right. So that's the thing. I sort of like, as part of this, having cooked, people sort of hand the stuff. We wash the plates and the because this is the thing. It's like, yeah, water, but the fact that we're getting fresh water every day is much easier. But also that sort of thing of like being like, we're not washing it in the seawater, but there's enough, sort of like one of those tabs, alchemical tabs goes in and is able to sort of scrub. It's a bit like a washing machine, really, that I'm really just able to sort of put let's say it's like a dishwasher that I put it in the water and we listen and eventually I'll come out and everything's dried and I can put it back. So just once again, sort of having prepared to do that, I clean the surfaces, yes. I'm sleeping in the crew quarters, right? Have I got?
Yeah, you all sleep in the crew quarters are split into two, male and female. And you are yourself. Just looking at who the crew are. So yourself, Kenji, and Zagan, the boatswain, all sleep in the sort of the male section. The female section is where Cora, Amberlynn, Denna sleep. And then Sweeper, who is non-binary, but is more male representing, will sort of sleep in the male section.
Yeah, that's fair. And I assume Beho. I assume there's a very large hammock.
Very large hammock for Beho. Yeah. And then Artedigo would sleep in his captain's quarters.
His captain's quarters. Yeah. How long's a watch?
Watch is 3 hours.
Okay. So that's the thing. So, me sort of getting stuff ready. I'm probably getting a nap rather than I'm getting a short rest probably rather than a long rest now. So.
Yeah. So the first watch comes to an end, and you are woken up. You are woken up by getting hit so hard in the arm that it gives you a dead arm.
Oh, Brahm really quietly goes, "Oh, violence."
As you open your eyes, you can see Denna has stood over you, looking a bit tired. It's your turn. It's your watch now, Shipbreath.
You're excused. Sleep well.
I will. She disappears into the other room, and as you get up and begin to get yourself ready, you as you step out, you can see Cora is making her way into the room as well. She's finished the watch and probably just woken the captain up.
Just again, little salute like we do. Yeah.
She nods towards you. Her eye sort of nods and sort of winks towards you, but both of her eyes sort of like one at a time, sort of thing. She's a bit tired, and she goes in.
I quickly sort of gesture and point in like thumbs up.
Ooh. Gives you a thumbs up.
Thumbs up, nods, and then
closes the door.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, we don't chat during these things.
No. It's very much a go do your watch. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. I go to the kitchen. We don't have a kettle, but I boil the coffee we have, having to deal with the fact that they threw my beans on the ground. My lovely beans. The point is, I'm making and it's the sort of thing. It's like I'm not turning the kettle on because I think that sort of urn has been there the entire time. It's for the watch, so I get 2 cups and I take it up. However, the captain likes to have his coffee.
Well, it's watch. It's it's the middle watch, so you would know that it's time to pull out the Abacathian beans.
Right.
Abacathian coffee is incredibly strong
because this is the deep dark night. Yeah. Okay. I prepare the strongest
coffee you can. Yeah. You take that up, and you can see the captain is sat where the helm is, but with his feet dangling over the edge, and he's just looking out over the whole ship, and as you come up from below deck, he gives you a smile and nods towards you and gestures for you to come up.
I walk up. I place the coffee on the side of him, and because he's sitting like over the helm. I think I don't fully sort of sit down, but I'm sort of standing next to him. So, but just
And he picks the coffee up and takes a drink of it, and you just watch as his body sort of shudders a little bit, and his head twitches a bit, and his eyes close. Oh, that's some good coffee, that is.
Yeah, we were lucky they didn't decide to take any.
That's bloody expensive stuff. I'm going to pick some more up when we get down to Abercathus anyway, but how are you doing, Brahm? I'm going to call you that now.
Yeah.
I'm not anywhere near the jar, so you can fuck right off.
Yeah, fuck yourself, sir. We work within the circumstances we're presented with. Yeah. I mean, this is good. This is something I can hold on to. You know, there's routine, there's planning, there's.
So, what are your plans? We've not really spoke about it much, but I mean, having you on the ship has been great. I mean, we go through cooks here like anything, but what are your plans when we do manage to get back round to Marley's Rest? I know you have family there that you wish to see. Will you be staying there, or would you like to come back, be a part of the crew again?
I would always love to be part of the crew, sir, but just really sort of goes, I think I need to talk to the missus, to be honest.
That's fair. And if you did come back as part of the crew, I might actually have to pay you.
Oh.
He takes a big sip of his coffee as he says that.
No, I mean, bed, board, and offering services has been great. But I don't, again, sort of like, I think because there's railings over the helm, sort of like, is now leaning on that. I don't know, to be honest. All those, well, for you, like a year ago, I got a summons from Mr. Solomon saying that he needed to talk to me, that there was work for me to do, and over the course of the month, things changed so drastically, and the world's so different. But this is something, you know. But and kind of like, look, I need to talk to my family, and there's other people that I need to have a word with. And very subtly, I don't want to have this conversation now. I reach into the back of my mind and go, Peltos, you there?
Don't quite feel Peltos's presence. You feel Peltos's presence there, but he doesn't speak to you.
Not. So I think it's sort of like, it's a warmth, you know, it's the heat, but it's not like previously where I was like, there is a person here who I can feel, sort of like, Brahm also sort of has a moment and thinks about the temple and the priest and flashes back to him being like, paladins, and Brahm being like, maybe not paladins, while the Church of Balance still stands. Because we said Merkstead is the main port for the Golden Maiden, right?
That's what Tarragon said to the captain, the Imperial captain. Yeah,
is that true, or has Merkstead? I assume Merkstead's fallen to the Imperium.
You ask the captain that.
I think that's the thing where let's do it, you know, some plans. You know, I also. My friends, I think I need to... Merkstead, I never really asked what happened. Where does that stand in the grand scheme of things? You said that we're docking, our main port's Merkstead.
Our main port is still Merkstead. It's under Imperial control. Was hit with heavy flooding when the mountain lifted out of the sky, but a couple of the Sparrows returned to Merkstead after everything went down, just to maintain a network, keep the network there. So there's a few of them still there. Some are there, not of their own free will, but they were captured.
Right. Being held prisoner in Oakstead, then.
Held prisoner, held against their will, same sort of thing. But yeah.
Do we need to get them out? Thaddeus.
Thaddeus is one of them. He returned to try and retake up his position as one of the town guard, but was instead imprisoned. Athena's hasn't been the same since. She's tried to go back to Merkstead a few times to try and get him, but last time I was there, news had stopped coming from Merkstead, and I tried asking when I was there and was met with hostility, shall we say.
Right. Okay, Thaddeus.
The Goggle Springs are back in Merkstead as well.
Oh.
They reopened the shop, and they are mainly they went back there so the Imperials didn't find the secrets below.
Well, quite.
So they've hidden that now. Also, Jana went back as well. Didn't take her daughter with her, but she's overseen the reconstruction of the Rusty Pirate and is making sure that that's going again. Still trying to keep a network, as it were.
Makes sense. Right, so maybe we need to go get Thaddeus. Sort of looks at him and goes, I'm very used to other people telling me what to do, sir. I mean, a lot's changed, and I had a team. I mean, I've got the crew now, but I almost feel like I need to go talk to our friends and be like, where do you need me? How can I help? And if it's by sailing here and helping make food here, I accept that. That's fine. But as I said, I need to talk to my family. I need to see them. I need to make sure they're safe.
When we picked you up out of the water, if the mission that we are currently on wasn't so important, I would have taken you straight back down to. I would have taken the time out to take you back to Marley's Rest to be with them.
I know, sir. I know.
But the mission that we're on is time sensitive, so
I appreciate that, and we also needed to get to the Empire.
Well, that could have waited a little while. They're gonna be stubborn as anything, even with the connections that Ingrid has. They're gonna be stubborn as anything to crack. But it's more getting to Catanok that was time sensitive. So we've got some people that we need to pick up. So smuggling that you mentioned?
Yes.
We have stuff on board that we need to give to the rebellion that is on the Imperium on the island that is operating within its own walls, and they have refugees that they need to send to us.
All right.
So that we can get them out of here, get them to Abacathus, and then get them on their way.
Abacathus will receive us. They will take the refugees.
Not officially. There are powers within that have moved in within Abacathus that will take them under their wing, as it were, and give you a wink.
Makes sense.
I believe it is, you know them, Lilla?
Lilith.
And
no, Lilla, yes, Lilla. Rodney.
Lilla and Rodney are operating out of Abacathus as members of the Sparrows.
I was worried about those two. Yeah, that's good. That's. I probably should have. I didn't want to burden you, sir, but to just turn up on a ship and start making a list of all the people that you know.
I mean, I've recently, only in the past year, met these people, a lot of these people myself, as a member of the Sparrows. I was friends with. I'd been a travelling companion of Merida Levandes in the past, and I knew she was the mayor of Merkstead. I'd bring her some silks and things whenever we travelled in. So, and Agatha is a close friend as well. So they integrated me into the group when they realised, when I offered my ship services to them, and realising how handy it could be for their rebellion. Considering the fact that there is apparently a ship underneath Marley's Rest that they're not able to get out of there.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
I've not seen it, but I've heard it is an old ship, So I don't know if it will be of any use, but if they can find a spellcaster or the original person who cast a spell on the waterfall, then they could potentially get that ship out, and that could be useful, I suppose.
I mean, if we need a side job trying to discover an ancient crew. From my understanding, there's one of them who was up north. I read the book. The Red Orc.
Hogarth.
Yeah,
yes, I've read the book as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Valak mentioned Hogarth when I met him.
Yeah, Valak was kind of went with Hoagie.
Was a member of the crew. I remember. Yeah. I mean, I was a bit starstruck when I met him. To be fair, because
he wrote the book. Did he? Yeah. No. So he's around like with gossip. He's like, yeah, he wrote the book. That was
wow. I should have gotten I should have got him to sign my copy. That would have been.
I mean, from the little I talked to him, he was a bit shy about it. But you know, in the book where they talk about the little dwarf that they adopted and like.
I didn't connect the dots when I met the penguin tattoo. Of course.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But that's it's I mean, if that's what we want to do, if we can more ships we can get out there. From what I understand, the Elodie Malay was a powerful ship, but as you say, from before the sea turned on us. 60 years, something.
Yeah, well, if anything, that ship would be a lot sturdier than what mine is. So my ship is built more to sail around the shallows, whereas a ship like that would be fantastic to sail the great waves of the deep.
Above table, the Golden Maiden was around at the time. Does the Golden Maiden get a mention in the book?
No, it didn't get mentioned in the book, but your passive insight is high enough. He's one of these captains that is very superstitious about leaving the shallows. So he believes that his ship isn't qualified, isn't equipped to leave the shallows.
It makes sense, because I think more of the modern ships would be built for the shallows. You wouldn't be preparing them for going into the deep. Meanwhile, the Elodie Malay is just like, we're going everywhere. Yeah,
well, the Lottie was a much older ship than what all of you from those one shots realised. So
also above table, magic wood as well. I don't think Brahm ever actually got to, because I know some of us went downstairs. I don't think Brahm actually got to see her.
No, Visania went down there. Visania was the only one that went down there.
Yeah. But I think he knew it was, so.
Yeah. You were told that there was a ship down there, but you didn't go down and investigate it.
He's all right. Again, I think this book has got like a drawing of it, and he's like, that's what that looks like, rather than, and even for Tom as the player to be like, no, my beautiful ship has been sitting in dock for 60 years. No, sort of like goes, that's maybe we need to, he said, go find a member of the whatever crew's left out there. I mean, Barracks didn't have, I said Hogarth seemed to be there. Like the carpenter, no one knows that princess, and the captain himself, no information.
Yeah, the story around what happened with the captain, from what Valak said, was really strange.
Yeah.
So one day he was on top of the cliffs near the lighthouse, and then next he wasn't there. People think he fell overboard.
That seems disappointing for a pirate captain, but maybe he had his own adventure. Maybe he got caught out there. Maybe he needed to.
I hope so. I hope he's not one of the drowners.
That would be, from the little I read about him, that would be a ignoble end. But no, honestly, sir, I mean,
don't call me sir. Mate, we've known each other long enough now that you can call me, when nobody else is around, you can call me Artelago.
All right, Artelago.
Captain when everybody else is around, of course.
I gotta show you respect. I was raised properly, to my P's and Q's and call everyone's flash of solemn in my head, flash of anger, flash it goes by. But no, I mean, as I said, let's see, and who knows, maybe when we get into port, some new adventure will come drifting over the bow, and we'll have to go rushing off there. But I'd like to again, we'll get back to the rest. I'll talk to them. I'll see what's happening and see where, see where I get sent, to be honest. And I would like to know if my associates, if anyone else. It seems strange that I was the only one who got out of that place. Hopefully the others escaped. But
I hope so as well.
yeah, they were.
Glad to see Vesania again. What a woman.
I mean,
because I just remembered that Tarragon had a bit of a crush on Vesania.
Side eye and then sort of nod where you're like, you can acknowledge that your cousin is a smoke show, but you're just like, yeah, no, she was again, I'm flashing back to like the last time I saw her where no, I didn't see it. Did she get dusted before?
You didn't see her get dusted?
No, I didn't get yeah, I'm sure she's very focused, and
she is very focused.
Maybe she.
Can I show you something?
Sure. Please.
You promise not to get angry.
Well, that's a hell of a thing to ask, but sure.
He gets up and he walks into his cabin. You hear him root around a little bit, and he comes back out with the newspaper. I acquired this when we were in one of the port towns. I can't remember exactly which one it was. It's a general news one, and I'm just going to show you. And he places it down in front of you, and it's got a date on it that's probably about 8 months ago at this point. And as you look at the front page, it says New Plague Emperor and New War Master ceremonial day, coronation sort of thing happened. And it shows a picture of two figures. The Plague Emperor is who you think it is. It's Mortigan. And the War Master, the picture of the War Master looks identical, sort of, very similar to Vesania.
Similar, but not Vesania. Or just
it's a picture rather than it's a drawing rather than a holographic, a minor image picture taken. So it doesn't look like Amara. Amara was taller, but looking at it, and obviously wearing more regal-looking clothing, still in armor and stuff. The thing I think for you that makes you go shit is on her hip. Is the sword that she wields that changes into the chain whip.
Sort of looks at it and like...
And they're doing the Imperial salute, which is the right fist raised to the temple. So like that. More like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more like that.
Yeah, sort of looks at it. You're right, she was doing well.
I don't know why. I mean, from my understanding, you were all companions, friends. From what other members of the Sparrows have said, you were all family. I mean, she's got a daughter on Marley's Rest. I don't understand. I mean, her daughter was crushed when she saw this newspaper.
As she should be. Vesania never made it secret that she loved her country. Possibly, above all else, that she wanted to make it. She had a hard life and she wanted to make it better for her people. And maybe that's why she's thinking. She was always very practical. In the way that a general would be, would understand sacrifices, but maybe she's trying to change things from the inside, or maybe she's been turned. And again, as his jaw sort of clicks a bit, and he's like, we never know we never know what decisions our friends make and what they're really thinking. Flash to all my companions getting in that chamber, and then me and Elodie staring, because that is the one that got him the most. And then very subtly rubs at his chest where there's no scar, but he can still feel it. He can still feel that. That's, well, thank you for showing me that. I read my paper about like plague emperors and war master and that. So does that mean the previous emperor is gone? Did they do we know? Did they overthrow the emperor?
According to the paper, he died. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. And there's never, at least in my lifetime, there's never been a coronation of a new emperor within the Tarragon Imperium. So a lot of people thought he was immortal,
sitting on his immortal throne. You know.
Yeah. Others believed he was maybe a dragonkin. They're the longest living species that on the world here. So
the paper, the emperor himself. We fought him in the temple. He was there. He was part of the.
That makes sense. That makes sense as to why they were able to do such an efficient pincer attack. They were the ones that manipulated the land. They were the ones that caused the sea to rise in places for land to fall.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. That's horrible.
It is. It is. We're the resistance, right? There's no one else out there. There's no.
The Sparrows are the ones spearheading the resistance. There is those of us who are on those of us on Marley's Rest. The crew here are all members of the resistance and Sparrows. There is a small resistance that has formed within the lands of the Empire itself, both on Idorune and on the Tarragon Isles. The Tarragon Isles, sorry. Ingrid is trying to recruit those that she can from the Iron Council, and Lilla and Rodney, as well as funneling in any refugees we can bring into Abercathis. They are also trying to speak with the Queen of Abercathis and her delegation to try and convince them to give us some sort of aid, but the Queen is stubborn, to say the least.
I've heard stories, but not stubborn, but no fool.
No,
a bit like, and then looks down at Visania, knows how to cares for her people, and I'm sorry, this is not unexpected but sad. I
can imagine.
I had a bit of a disagreement with the party before. They used techniques that I didn't fully, techniques that had hurt me in the past, and I could make a list. When we talked to the Sparrows, I could make a list of the people who were in that room. And as I said, the fact that the new emperor of the Imperium was there, and from my understanding, a woman who caused the rising, some of the most powerful magic users were in that room, and now there's a dragon.
It gives you a look at that. Obviously, who started the rising is not common knowledge. So.
Yeah, it sort of looks at him and goes, yeah, I mean, a lot. A lot.
Well, looks down, looks at the moon.
Yeah.
Looks like our watch is over.
Well, that was 3 hours, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good talking to you, Captain. As we know.
There's nobody around. It's Artelago. In fact, it's Artie when there's nobody around.
Oh. I don't know what. I don't know what nickname you could give me, Artie, but you can. I mean, I got called Stink Breath earlier, but we're not using that.
No, I wouldn't call you that.
Yeah, but no, I honestly, I do appreciate you bringing me in, and in no way am I trying to say, oh, I guess I'll join the crew. I mean, if this is, it's a life, it's a good life, and we're doing some good. But I always thought I was going to be there and help people and try and fix things, and that's backfired on me terribly. I've lost so much trying to be a hero. Maybe it was wrong, or maybe I wanted to have done some good, and it just seems this world hasn't got any better for everything we've tried. Sorry, I know this is me having a bit of a moping, but I mean, as one of my causes associates would have called me, it's a sob story, but yeah.
You hear a caw sort of noise in the sky.
Why is there a rooster?
So, and Arteligo looks up, and you watch as a parrot flies down towards the ship, and as it gets sort of above the ship low enough, it spins in the air and it transforms into a small monkey, which lands on Arteligo's arm and runs up his shoulder. Ah, Captain Jax, I've not seen you for a long time. So it gives him little scritches under the chin, and Jax, this monkey, sort of nestles into his chin and sort of takes his hat off and puts it on his head and then runs off with it. Brahm, this is my first mate, as well as Cora. Don't mention it's Cora. This is This is Jax, or Captain Jax, as I like to call him.
Right. Pleasure to meet you, Jax.
Again, walks up to you, takes your hat off of your head, and puts the captain's one on yours. Do you have Marley's hat there, Tom?
That change, folks.
I'm going to make it my mission to do this once per session. I'm so mean to Tom. The beautiful thing is, Tom took his headphones out when I said what I said, so he doesn't know what I said.
I hope you said lovely things about what a good person I am and how many lovely... But
you'll see when you watch it. You'll see when you watch it back.
Yeah, there you go. I'm a captain. Whee!
Puts the hat on your head and then starts sort of chewing on the ends of your hat a little bit. Then sort of flicking it around everywhere. Jax here, I kept him floating around the capital, around the Imperium, so he could keep an eye on things when we weren't there, and then report any information back to me when we got back. So, Jax, do you have any information for me? And he watches, there's like a moment's silence between the two of them. And then Arteligo goes, right, okay. Resistance is safe. They have quite a few refugees that we're going to be picking up. So we might have to change what our plan was. So I think what we're going to do is we'll drop off the stuff that we actually do have for them. Not the resistance, but actually for the Imperium. And then what we'll do is we'll sail, as we go to sail away, we'll then do our smuggling. Right. Which I will need your help with. Something heavy.
Well, as I've been saying, RT. Not sure Jax counts as people for the nickname. I'm at your service. Happy to help.
Excellent. Right, now go to bed. That's an order from your captain.
And
I'll take my hat back as well.
Do the hat. Give me back my cheeky. How come I never met Jax before? You know, how sailing with you. How'd you keep such a charming young fellow secret?
Well, I didn't. The first time we met, when you were travelling from Grimport or when I met you in Grimport, I didn't have him. I didn't know the magic to summon him at that point. So it's a recent acquisition. So, valued member of the crew.
Very fine, very fine. First mate, but keep it on the down low. Yeah.
Keep it on the down low.
Oh, I understand the ego. Don't you worry. Anyway, good night, sir. Good night, Captain Jax. I'll see you for breakfast in. And a very fine tail you have too. And again, this has been a speaker of
ethereal banana appears in its hand and it starts peeling it.
Is it a spiritual banana, or is it like has he actually managed?
It's spiritual. This is a find familiar creature. So this is a celestial monkey. So it's just.
This monkey came from the moon. That's bless. And also, like when we've been talking about weird flashbacks, Brahm also remembers being little and being very upset that he didn't get a tail. Then Greta got a lovely monkey's tail, which I don't think we've mentioned enough. It's like Greta's had a monkey's tail this entire time, but Brahm was like, little baby Brahm was like, I want one too, and his dad was like, well, you never know what's going to happen in life, son, and still a little bit of him, in the silliest little thing, was like, maybe I'll get a tail one day. Maybe that, and then gets to remember Elodie again, and he's like, "Cool, I've got to stop opening these war wounds. It's fine. So yes, I head down. I make sure that the coffee is restocked, that everything's sort of. How many more watches is there?
There's one more watch, and you know that the next watch is Kenji and Sweeper.
Cool. What do Kenji and Sweeper like for sort of coffee? Does Sweeper drink coffee? Sweeper's small.
Sweeper drinks coffee. Sweeper's not a child. Sweeper's more of a dwarven dragonkin.
Oh yes. No, it's the powder monkey is the child, right?
No, the powder monkey is Sweeper. Powder monkey is Sweeper. Yeah.
Yes, we don't have. This isn't the crew of the Marley. We don't have actual children.
No. Yeah. No. They are. Sweeper is a dragonkin that looks more dwarven, and is probably the oldest on the ship.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. But likes being a sweeper, isn't vying for power or anything like that. Just likes doing the sweeper, the powder monkey role.
Yeah. So
and good at it.
Hey, and has probably been doing it for longer than I've been alive. Yeah. So I think I prepare. I don't fully prepare, but I'm like, here are the cups. Here's this. Sort of like knowing what they like in their coffee, being like, okay, it's the sugar. I've made sure that there's sugar. They made this sure there's cream.
Wake them both up.
Yeah. Of course they're both in my.
They're both in your section, yeah. So you wake them both up. They sort of begrudgingly get up and sort of nod towards you. And as you settle down for the night and you hear them begin to make their way up, you hear one of it's a Sweeper say this. Oh, bloody lovely coffee. Oh. As they head upstairs, and you can hit the long rest button. Not that you use anything, but
as Brahm lies there, he just quietly punches the air. It's like, and yes, takes his long rest.
You quietly punch the air, and you punch Beho's hammock. If Beho had been in it, you would have punched him straight in the square of the back.
Oh no, I would never punch Beho. But that's fun. Weirdly, looking on D&D Beyond, where I just scrolled over and it was like, this is party equipment. And I was like, party equipment? That's a new screen. It would be very funny if it's just absolutely full of this is glow sticks. This is glow plate. I think I know this probably isn't going to the episode. I think that's quite nice where they're just and this is, everyone gets to share this equipment. Cool. Yes, long rest. Amazing. Had a good watch. Still haunted by the ghosts of my past. So got to meet a monkey.
We're coming to the end of the session now. What will happen now is another 3 days will pass. You'll pull into the Catanok docks, and the equipment and gear that was requested for the General Imperium is offloaded. No new stuff is put on board, so you're not taking anything from here to sell. And then the ship will sail away from the city.
Not to divert us, I think, is this the first time I've properly been inside the Imperium?
Yes.
What does it look like?
So you know how we explained earlier that Grimport was an industrial town? This is industrial dialed up to 1,000. You see, other than, as you're getting closer to it, you can see the new sprouts of land that have come up, and you can see trees are beginning to grow on them, but they haven't quite gotten that big. Some of them have been magically helped along. You can see mines and things have been dug out and stuff. But as you get to the city itself, you see no greenery anywhere. There's no trees. There's nothing. There's thick fumes of smoke everywhere. There is a large tower that is bang smack in the center of the city, which is the Emperor's Tower, or the Emperor's Citadel as it is. And that is where the horsemen also live as well, and the War Master.
Brahm very slowly does the like eye to eye, you know?
Yeah.
And says, I'm coming for you. Just really, really gently. He's going, yeah, I'm going to find her.
It is very militant in how everything is laid out. There's lots of new houses around, lots of old houses as well. So it's the sort of architectural design is kind of a cross between Victorian and Tudor, sort of around. So it's very sort of that sort of time period, but with lots of steampunk elements going around. You can see, and this is the first time you've ever seen this in one of the cities, there are like Victorian gas lamps that light the streets up. What you know of the Imperium is that they use, from what Visania has told you and rumours that you've heard, is they use souls to power the city and power everything that they do. It's their energy source. That's why one of their catchphrases is eternal service to the Emperor. Because when somebody is dying or has died, their soul is collected and then is reused as an energy source. So each of these lamps has an individual soul in it that powers it.
Just horror, you know, just that it's the same sort of, it's the same level of like when you go to the museum and they're like, by the way, this is made out of human skin. And then you're just like, just a genuine, like, it's folks, we play Helldivers, me and Josh, and I keep using the phrase, this is not a place of honor, which is the phrase they use to stop people going into like radioactive areas. That's the sign. And Brahm deeply, and even like having religion like have foisted on him, where you're like, this is Unguardian, this is wrong, this is not what it should. Just that sort of thing of like, right. Very glad I didn't spend any time here before. This is horrible. I would like to spend as little time here. And I can safely tell the audience this tightens Bram's resolve to be like, cool, all of this needs to go. This can't spread across the world. We just need to stop this. We need to stop the fascists. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just to stop the fascists, yeah.
As the ship is being, I'm gonna do this because I think it would be interesting. As the ship docks, you see that there are a group of people that are looking to come on board to unload the ship. And as they begin climbing on board, you watch as one of these figures is something that you've never seen before, as it steps on almost unalive, like not undead, but you can hear the whirls of gears and metal scraping as this almost mechanical looking form sort of moves onto the ship and steps on, turns, lifts one of the crates up with ease, a crate that you've probably taken 2 or 3 of you to get up here, and then turns it around and starts making its way back off of the ship, and then puts the crate down and then turns back round and comes back onto the ship. And as it does, one of the Imperials goes up to it and it's like, right, come on, you need to be working a bit quicker. Come on, let's go. And you watch as he pushes a button, and there's sort of like an electrical shock that comes across its body, and it moves a bit quicker and starts picking things up and moves out and puts it down.
So the fact that it can be hurt, it seems like there is they've put a soul in it again. Is this another...
Tom?
Yeah?
I'd like to introduce you to a new species.
I'd rather you didn't. This is horrible.
This is a soul forged.
Rude of them. Very, very rude.
Little piece of lore for Tom and for the audience. Yeah. The reason why the Imperium, was able to amount such a large force to invade to invade all of Idorune is they were taking the souls of their civilians and putting them into these machines. So their army is soul forged.
Right.
That is, obviously, with everything that I've explained so far, is touching on some content warning material.
Yeah.
So Audience, do please be aware of that. We won't go into any more descriptions with it.
It's enough. I rolled a 19 perception. Just a Brahm being Brahm. Does this thing look like it has a weak point that if I was to fight it, does it have like a vent or something I could stab a sword into?
So it's got the metal pieces on its forearm, on its arm. That's basically the joints at the weak point. So there's a weak point on the elbows, on the knees, the bottom of the back where the hip and back platings meet, basically everywhere that it needs for the flexibility for it to move around. Could be seen as a weak point if you needed to fight this thing. This thing, however, looks clumsy. So it's probably a what's the word I'm looking for?
Like
more of
a prototype.
Prototype, or one that's designated more for labor rather than war.
I also, and again, tell me if I'm wrong, the way that Brahm would be thinking is, yes, they would spend a lot more time thinking about how they would make a war machine than they would a labor machine, that they would perfect that. And that's also, if it's Vesania would be like, oh, this is how we do this. And worrying that if she's doing this willingly, from my conversations with her, this wouldn't be the sort of thing that she would approve. But hey, it's been a year. Who knows what she got up to with her family? Worrying, very worrying.
But the ship is unloaded, and the ship is able to sail away. I mean, nobody tries stopping you or wants to search anything like that. When you get far enough away, Artelago leaves the helm and he looks towards Zagan. Zagan, I need you to take the helm for a moment. Cora, Brahm, with me.
Nod. Gets off my same. I think he just sits on the snack chest. That's where he hangs out. I also say he's got the loot. That's just been that's sort of like he's not wearing the sword currently because he was like, yeah, smart. Let's hide it away. But yeah, so having all of this to take in, he's been very quietly playing, and then puts the loot back away and goes with the captain.
As you head down to the bottom of the ship where all of the stock and everything is, the captain sort of gestures for you to stand closer to the goods. Right. First of all, we need to move some of these barrels and crates out of the way. So you shift all of that. And you can see along the bottom of the ship, there are these iron rings that are sort of in the middle of this floor that have ropes and nets and sort of stuff tied to them that you can sort of grip onto and all of that sort of stuff, or hang things on. But there are two on this wall that you've just exposed that have no rope attached to them at all. And Artelago goes, right, grab that one. I'll grab this one. Now, on the count of 3, looks towards Cora. You're going to pull as hard as you can and then move it to your left, and I'm going to pull and move to my right, okay? And Cora, as soon as that happens, you need to be ready.
Can I just quickly check? Is it 1, 2, 3 pull or 1, 2 pull? Because that
1, 2, 3 pull.
Right. That gets people sometimes.
Yeah.
Nods.
Ready? And you 1, 2, 3 pull, and as you pull as hard as you can, you feel the entire wood of this side of the hull shift, and almost like a door forms in the wall on both sides, and water begins to spit through into the deck. And as it does, you watch as Cora sort of dips her hands down, and her hands begin to glow blue, as do her eyes, and the water itself picks itself up and then shoots back through the gap as you both pull open this door, and you are exposed to the sea. But she's holding it open so it doesn't flood in. And you watch as this sea is murky and horrible. You can see a couple of fish swim past. There's a couple of rotten wooden beams that you can see that was probably once a pier or something there, maybe even a sunken ship or something. And you see 2 figures in the water swimming towards you, and popping out of the water into your ship is 2 figures, one quite short, not dwarven size, but more short human sized, or maybe elven, and another one slightly larger in kind of full wetsuits. And the captain's like, "It's good to see you. We have your stock here. If you need to take it for the resistance, everything is watertight. We made sure when we were searched that those chests were kept hidden." They nod. There's no actual conversation had between them at this point, and you watch as the larger of the two goes and starts picking up the crates and starts pushing them out into the water through this magically hole. And Cora's sort of stood there holding the magic back as much as she can. She can see little beads of sweat beginning to pull as she's holding it back. The smaller of the two figures takes their sort of wetsuit off, and you can see that they are an elven woman who looks towards you. Thank you very much. Looks towards you. Thank you very much. Looks towards the captain. Captain, we have a couple of refugees that we're going to be bringing through as well. Are you able to take an extra one? We acquired one that we need your assistance with. And our leader is going to be coming on to the ship as well. They need taking to Abercathus to speak with the Queen. Bloody hell. Okay, so your resistance leader is coming. Okay, yes, we are more than willing to accept extra on board. We will make haste to Abercathus. Excellent. We'll go get them now. And she puts her wetsuit back on, zips it up, and she takes one of the smaller crates and the last crate, and she dips out into the water. Cora's sort of holding the magic there.
I also very quickly, sort of like almost like behind me, hit the loot point. I'm giving her bardic, sort of in world, kind of just enough to be like, here's a little bit more magic to just keep you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Brahm. She continues holding it back. About 20 minutes pass because she can hold this for about an hour, but she begins to sweat more. About 20 minutes passed, and then you watch as a group of figures begin appearing in the water, coming towards you. The small elven form comes through first, as do about 6 people. And as you look over them, one of them stands out to you as a soul forged. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We have been Rolled Together RPG. Actually, before we end, there is one other thing that I'd like to quickly do.
One more thing.
As we come out and zoom out of this view of Brahm, and we're acquiring these new... that sounds a bit wrong, but saving these refugees.
Bringing them on board, yeah.
Bringing them on board.
Yeah. I think we're seeing like he's making sure everyone's okay.
He's making sure everybody on.
Yeah.
The camera zooms out and begins travelling across... sort of directly across from the Imperium, right across Idorune, and rests on Marley's Rest.
Hey.
At the lighthouse, a bird flies down and lands on the windowsill of the lighthouse and starts pecking on the actual house part.
What type of bird?
This is a red kite, because I like red kites.
Nice.
It pecks on the window, and you watch as an elderly fiend-fallen opens the window. So, thank you. Picks the letter off, opens it out, starts reading it. It's like, what the bloody hell? Does anybody know what this means? And a couple of people sort of walk around. She sort of goes out. A full new building has been built next to the house, which is now the infirmary. And you can see that a blue fiend fallen comes out, Carden. No, I don't recognise what that is. Maybe take that down to one of the others. Maybe Meridor or Greta knows, understands it. Okay, and she walks down, and you watch in one of the farmers' fields picking up herbs. We see 3 figures. One is a small a catfolk, a pantheri, picking some picking some herbs and things. Next to her is a orcish boy with a black hat on his head, sort of nudging into Sunny, basically, so Oro and Sunny, nudging into them. They're sort of playing with each other and sort of telling them to pack it in, but also giggling at them. We can see Greta as she sees Hera come across, and she, what are you on about? Let me have a look at that. And she takes the letter. And as she looks at the letter, we do that whole anime dark eye thing, and we watch as tears fall onto the paper.
Yeah.
bloody bastard. And that is where we are going to end the session properly.
She rings up. I have no idea what this means.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I did put. If I didn't, I said the Muriel thing. I think I can't remember if I did. I definitely put the code in rather than just being like.
Oh no, she knows it's you.
Yeah. No, I just enough that I was like, God, did I talk about Muriel? I made such a thing about
It was Mabel.
Mabel, yeah, no, whatever the code phrase was, I made sure I put that in. Okay, yes, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
My girlfriend's okay.
If you like what you've seen, we do D&D content on Mondays from 6 p.m. UK time. We also do other video game stuff during the week. Join our Discord and follow us on social media to find out what we're doing, when we're doing, and how we're doing it. Massive thank you to our sponsors and supporters, to our D20 Club dice heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one encrypted letter, which Tom must send to somebody else. Pass the chain along. Anyway, and also thank you to Tom for playing in tonight's session and help do some world building that I didn't think of. So
I just constantly like, what's this person? What's the money like?
Yeah.
What's the newspapers?
I have coins in front of me on my desk, which is where all of that came from. Anyway, we're going to go, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.